Let's join hands and show we love Barbados. Let's join hands and show how much we care. Young and old, we work with one another for the freedom which we hold so dear. Let us raise our voices in thanksgiving for the many blessings which have come our way. Let's join hands and thank the Lord for living on this Independence Day. Let's join hands and show we love Barbados. Let's join hands and show how much we care. Young and old, we work with one another for the freedom which we hold so dear. Let us raise our voices in thanksgiving for the many blessings which have come our way. Let's join hands and thank the Lord for living on this Independence Day. On this Independence Day. On this Independence Day.
West Barbados, I say hi. I say hi, hello, hi, hello, B. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U, I love you. Barbados, you mean everything to me. You're my tropical paradise. Believe me, I don't ever want to be away from your warmth and your deep blue sky. I say B, I say B-A, B-A-R, B-A-R-B, B-A-R-B-A-D-O-S, Barbados. I love you, Barbados. I say B, I say B-A, B-A-R, B-A-R-B, B-A-R-B-A-D-O-S, Barbados. I say I say I-L, I-L-O, I-L-O-V, I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U, I love you. Barbados, you mean everything to me. You're my tropical paradise. Believe me, I don't ever want to be away from your warmth and your deep blue sky. I say B, I say B-A, B-A-R, B-A-R-B, B-A-R-B-A-D-O-S, Barbados. I love you, Barbados.
The evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, today is a great day. It is Independence. You see my hat? You see my hat? Are you ready, Barbados? Tonight is a great, 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 great night. Great night. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see everybody on. How is your independence going? Did you have any conkies yet? Who had conkies and who didn't have conkies? Today's all about Barbados, and people are asking me, about my shirt. I want to show you this shirt actually. This is Barrow Freedom Fighter. I'm trying to show you. And this was our film that we did. This camera is fooling me. Yes, and then the back has. I wonder if you can see the back. If I stand up, if you can see the back. Can they see the back there? Yes, so the back is saying Barrow. All right, and this was for the 50th independence. We did this shirt for our movie, and so both Dave and I we wore our shirts today on the bus ride, folks. We had an amazing bus ride. What we were just seeing were some of the scenes from the bus ride as we were driving. We were, videotaping, etc. And we kept some of it to share with you, and we're going to share a little bit more of it tonight. How many of you heard us singing today? Did anybody hear us singing on the bus? Anybody heard us singing today? Listen, everybody was decked out in their colors. So we weren't the only ones in our shirts. My husband insisted that I wear my hat today that had the Barbados emblem on it and everything, with the colors and the broken trident and all that. Everybody was just so So 90 something percent of the bus had on Barbados colors. It was wonderful. It's almost like there was a memo, everybody, and you saw people in town in the colors, and it was beautiful to see. It was really, really beautiful to see. And I thought that was really good. Did anybody watch our live this morning? Let me look at the live on screen. Let me look on the live on screen. Just Dave, pause it before we go into Joe's River, because I don't want us to miss. Oh, this wasn't Joe's River, was it? Not as yet. Okay, so let me just take a peek on what kind of views we had this morning on our live. Oh, wait. I'm gonna call you back. I'm going to call you back. I'm gonna call you back. You hang on there, Judy. Judy was calling early. Judy, let me just check something on this live. Let me go here. Yes, okay. We had about 1.4K views this morning, right? So Dave, we probably can really show that again. But there's I have an eager caller on the line, an eager caller. I'm gonna go and answer her before I greet you.
Good evening, Marcia Weeks. This is Judy Joe. I enjoy myself today. I love where we went.
Yes.
And George River is a beautiful place, windy and so exciting. I would love to go back down there again.
Wonderful. Well, we have. I think today we're having some of this is Joe's River, Dave. If we could go a little further down and see if we can find some of the Joe's River, because they're going to talk about it now. People are going to call in to talk about their time. So yeah. So what did you like? What was the best part of the trip for you?
The best part is I sitting up on the bridge, enjoying my food, my roast breadfruit. I enjoy that soup to the max. I even let Mr. Newton give me some to bring home.
Yes.
It was excellent. It was excellent.
Yes. I mean, it was good, healthy soup, right? With the
More pieces of good fish soup in it.
Yes.
It was good fish soup.
Good fish
That
soup.
is what we all need.
Yes, and it had provision, and they did it with the fish head, the head of the fish.
Well,
You're gonna have all of the nutrients in that. Yeah.
exactly. I love everything that I went. Even the lighthouse where we went, I love that also too. But I mostly like down George River. I like the scenery right down where we went. Don't but the jetty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We went by the jetty. That's Concept Bay.
Concept Bay,
Yeah,
yes.
Concept
Only
Bay.
thing that I could not go on the jetty because as soon as I get for the little walk to go there, the rain came down.
Yes. But it was
Yeah.
beautiful and beautiful to see. You looked wonderful. You had on your Barbados colors.
To the max. Today is Independence Day and no Republic Day. We don't have no Republic Day here in Barbados.
Judy, man, I'm telling you, that's Judy to the max. Judy, thank you so much for calling. It was great to see you. And you know that you came out. It was wonderful. You never missed anything. And
You could say that again.
Yes. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And enjoy your night for the night.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. So that was Judy Jilks. And Judy was the first to join us this evening at 6:15. So as soon as she got home, she logged on to first to start the show. Hi, Judy. Thank you for thanks, Judy. I'm saying hi, Judy. Thanks, Judy. And there's Flo Joe. Flo Joe joined at 6:33. Teroni Hall. Teroni was there as well. And we're opening up the line as might as well, for people are eager to talk about their trip. That's us. They're walking down to Joe's River. Is it there? We're walking to Josie River. That's what it looks like to me, that wall there on the left. And to the right is a beautiful view there. Lori Bob. Yes, please like Lori saying to like and share. Like and share. And that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is so great. That is so great. Okay, Teroni's calling. Yes, hi Teroni.
Blessings on Grand Rising of a beautiful Independence Day today. I'm Marshall.
Happy
This is Tony
Independence.
Hall.
Yes,
Happy a blessing and positive independence. I know day of no Republican or Republic or rival Republic because we are independent and we are always going to support our brother's legacy and respect our brother's legacy. That scenario today was a bomb. I didn't feel like coming back home.
you kept saying that. You kept saying that you don't feel like coming home.
Because it feels like a whole, a very cool newborn family. You connect to and you connect to nature, the beautiful paradise of Barbados. You know, you saw that we can't give away our paradise. Our paradise is treasure of dice.
Mhm. Mm. It is, and we were all helping each other and taking care of each other today.
Right, that's what we need. We need that family love in Barbados that we were looking out for our brothers and sisters, and really getting our roots more active back and live. So we cannot forget that. Not for no way. No political party, nothing so.
Yes,
Especially Barbados party because the honest truth, we got to really band together and enjoy everything to fullest.
yes, yes. Let me ask you, what was your favorite part of this entire trip today?
My favorite part is like when I visit places that I didn't even get to visit in person. I just seen it last thing on your show and your videos, but it's a very great experience. Going to visit the church with cemetery,
Yes,
which you had the concert was very. I
yes.
know
St.
you
John's
take
Church.
photographs. Yeah, the beautiful scenery and everything there is like, like a great breath of fresh air.
Yes, yes.
You
That's
know, so we have to do this more regularly.
yes, yes. So you have been saying that we should do more of this.
Of course, we can't be a stranger to the program. We got to really get local there, drag around, I get around, and have a very happy time all around.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, thank you so much for calling, Teroni. Did you enjoy the soup too? You like the breadfruit too? You like that roast breadfruit?
Be honest truth now, right?
Yeah.
It can't or things come back again.
Uh,
So I just feel it'll come back again. Everything's lovely.
yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Teroni, for calling. Thank you.
And blessings to everyone and happy independence once again.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, I'm being told that you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Let me know if you're hearing me now. Are you hearing me now? Now that the caller is gone, can you hear me? Okay, so okay, it sounded like I'm underwater. All right. Okay, is it better? Is it the normal? Yes. Okay, so might have to do something with the call. You're helping us. What about the first call? Could you hear me on the first call when I was speaking? Am I very low? Am I normal? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I sound normal now. If I sound normal now, give me a thumbs up. Do I sound normal now? If I sound normal now, okay, normal. Okay, normal now. Okay. And one more question. Did I sound normal when Judy was on? That's important. Thank you. Waiting for the feedback. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. So it has something to do with the call that I received as well. All right. No problem. No problem, guys. But it was a wonderful experience, and I'm here waiting on Mr. Oh, Mr. Victor, you didn't get the link. Oh, right. So Dave, you can go ahead and play. This is us on the bus. Go ahead, Dave.
Be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the week. This is the week of the devil's defeat. Of the devil's defeat. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the week of the devil's defeat. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the week. This is the week of the devil's defeat.
Paul, this is the Holy Train. All right. This is the Holy Train. Go ahead, Paul.
This bus is a holy bus. This bus, this bus. This bus is a holy bus. Blah, 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 bus. This train is bound. This train is bound. This train is bound to river. This train.
This train don't carry
This
near
train
God.
is
Don't carry near. This train don't carry the line near.
This train don't carry backsliders. This train don't carry backsliders. No hypocrites and no liars. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train.
So that was us this morning. And some of the places we were traveling through, we realized that the internet, somehow it was not as stable as we wanted it to be. So you were catching a little bit of what we were doing, but we were having a wonderful time on the bus. We didn't have a tambourine, but one person was beating a cooler and the other person was beating the top of the whatever you call that, the deck. What do you call that, Dave? Of the bus. But this is us here when we got to the lighthouse. And Dave, you want to show that a bit? The lighthouse. This is Ragged Point Lighthouse. Go ahead, Dave. Been out here before? Yeah. Yes. Ragged Point. We would just let you see the scenery because there's a lot of wind, and you could tell it was buffering as we were trying to show you what was happening there. right? And you have a lot of these kinds of plants there as well at Ragged Point, and it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful view, and people just truly enjoyed it today. And that's us going there, going down, and we had a great conversation. I hope we can hear it from the persons who, you know, from one of the personnel who works there at the at that station, and they're telling us what they do. Okay, so I've been told that I am low. I'm lower than normal. Okay, okay. Let's see if we can hear her.
Okay.
Atmospheric chemistry observatory. Here we do a lot looking at I don't know if everybody know what aerosols are. So like particles. So dust particles, and we mainly have equipment looking at the Saharan dust that comes across the Atlantic. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
not
want
a
to get the
photogenic
sound.
person.
No, I'm giving you a side view and you look lovely.
Oh, thank you. We measure the mocha dust that comes in, the size of the particles that come in, because part of the problem is the smaller sizes affect our sinuses. You know, Barbados have we have a lot of sinusitis area problems and asthmatics, so we do a lot of measurements of that type of those type of particles, and having an idea of those data is actually used by what we call our forecasting model. So we forecast the possibility of certain dust events happening at certain times. Um, Over the other side, though, you look up at the Eagles.
Yeah.
That is the Barbados Cloud Observatory. So there, my institution, Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, collaborate with they call Max Planck Meteorology in Germany in terms of collecting data that looks at the cloud formation, the different particles used to create clouds. This site is actually maintained by University of Miami, but in collaboration with my institution as well. So we help maintain it. Obviously, they can't up and down on the plane. So we have persons that help maintain it. And my name is Rebecca Troy Lucas. I am. Huh? Nice to meet you. I am again field liaison for Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology. And I work in collaboration here with the maintenance and troubleshooting of equipment because I kind of specialize in that area, air quality.
I hear that here has some of the most sophisticated equipment.
It has very,
Where-
very sophisticated equipment.
Tell people that.
So in here in this building, this is run by University of Bristol. PA,
Okay.
and they also has equipment that looks at the greenhouse gases. So you know where Barbados is? We on the far end, so when everything comes over the ocean, we're like background. So all of our information is kind of clean air, supposed to be clean. If you see any issues in that air, like that registers something in terms of the greenhouse gases or the dust and so forth. So that's why a lot of institutions and they want to say companies, but companies and universities tend to put their equipment on this site in Barbados.
really?
Yeah, because we're the background for everything. We're supposed to be clean.
From across the world, Caribbean islands.
Because we are so far out, and we're
Yeah.
the first Caribbean island off the Atlantic. Our air is supposed to be pristine and clean.
Wow.
But so if we don't see that, then we know something is in the air. Right, maybe trigger a problem, so the dust for sure. We know that's an issue there. So we try to forecast that as well. So my institute tries to forecast the dust events. CIMH.edu.bb. If you go on there, you can find the link that has the forecast for dust.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate in terms of events. Hmm? Yeah, it's very, very
You
difficult
played
for
a
us.
role in the St. Vincent, and
Yeah,
the role.
because we picked up that dust as well. Because that dust came, so when that the eruption occurred,
Mhm.
it went west and came over us. So this St. Vincent is Barbados. That's why we get all that dust and drop on us.
The sound in the air don't affect the readings.
Yes, and that's what we try to. When we pull the air, we have something called dryers and equipment that cleans the air before it goes into the machine. Literally moisture, so you know it's
Yeah, you see, yeah.
the moisture and that salt doesn't get into the equipment. There's always something attached to the inlets that coming in that cleans the air and dries the air as much as you can before it hits the machine.
So you also have
Benefits will come. Yes.
What are some of the benefits?
In terms of collecting data,
Yeah, not practical
forecasting,
way, like
right? Forecasting. So, as I said, we can forecast dust events, possible dust events that are coming. As I said, for my institution, our forest campus model has been tested and validated by a couple of field campaigns by from different countries, and it's working pretty good.
So we feed data outside of Barbados. Give
Yeah.
data. Okay.
But you can see it for yourself because you can go on the site.
Website.
Yeah, see
You
it for
got
yourself.
there?
No,
Excuse me.
You can
You
also
see any chemtrails over here? You see any chemtrails?
any chemtrails?
Chemtrails.
Yeah, chemtrails are usually from airplanes. So it's usually from airplanes.
We don't get any of it.
You know, because it's according to the temperature and the
We get
conditions.
these lines and spiral and cover the clouds.
You sure it's contrast?
Yeah, it's chemtrails.
Chemtrails, that serious?
It's chemtrails. Yes.
Is it long?
Yeah, it's not for the airplanes.
But it's probably based on the temperature and the
It's all
aerosols in the
coming
air.
out, not the chemicals.
Huh?
So
We'll have to
the
see that.
equipment doesn't pick up that chemical. Your equipment doesn't pick up that chemical.
Chemtrails?
Yeah.
Contrails or chemtrails?
Both of them.
Those contrails.
Contrails is the one that come off the airplane. So when the airplane moves through the air,
Yeah.
with great temperature, and there are particles in the air, and you have like a cloud looking
Right. See that.
release.
Yeah.
It's not a chemical based thing.
No,
So,
It's just aerosols. It's just
They
dust,
get the
there's
Barbados,
particles
yeah.
in the air.
like loss.
These wicked people.
your equipment can pick up that.
No, we pick up the dust particles. So some of the particles that we pick up in dust will create those.
You don't pick up chemicals.
Pick up chemicals in terms of like greenhouse gases and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are also able to offer advice to the Ministry of Health or whatever.
So that's part of our mandate in my institution. We offer advice to the region.
Okay.
The region, not just Barbados. The region.
Yeah.
All right, Barbados again.
You work at the first
How
point.
we gotta go? Time.
You find it sick.
No, we don't get serious pressure. Remember, I keep telling people we was clean here, we compared to the rest of
But we
the
not landing here first.
Yeah, but it's only if you have the dust days. Everybody can get sick of it. Get the sinus issues.
Well, you can learn a lot from you.
That's your job,
Right?
So we're here to help.
So don't mind asking. Because we're here.
This was very educational for us, and this is actually the Barbados Atmospheric Chemistry Observatory, and it's located Baco. It's called Baco, and it's located in Ragged Point. And sometimes, if you go to Ragged Point, you're going to see the lighthouse, but you also see another structure that goes up. Sometimes you see it, almost as high as the lighthouse, and it is the Barbados Atmospheric Chemistry Observatory, and this site is located to receive a pure stream of trade winds carry dust from Africa, and so they test to find out, and to monitor the levels of dust in the atmosphere. And we are grateful for them because that's going to help us with the sinus issues that we have during the Sahara dust. And I've been in Africa when the Sahara dust is really kicking up, and it really affects you. Really affects you. I remember, a couple of us from Barbados were there, and most of us got sick. And but they have this in Barbados, and it monitors all of that. And so, of course, people are asking about chemtrails and all kinds of different things, right? But so it was also educational. Yeah. Sonny said she loved the chemtrail confrontation. Yes. So they were asking their questions about that. And that's something that you can research on your own. As I said, it's called BACO, and it is a Barbados Atmospheric Chemistry Observatory in Ragged Point. All right. Now I have the man of the hour here, Mr. Victor Lewis, right here in studio. Welcome, Mr.
Yes. I see you go. You went home and you nice up, but I still got my same clothes from today. You
This is
know,
the same
and
clothes I wore today.
I hope that the people now that are watching me on TV don't smell that. That I smell bad. I'm just hoping. Nevertheless, though, look, I still got a. I hear y'all talking about the breadfruit. Look at that. I got my breadfruit here. Look.
I'm going for my breadfruit. I leave
And still, this is one of my soups. Only one of them. See, that's my breadfruit. If you can smell it, you will get peace. Woo! Talk to me, Marcia. Talk to me. Marcia, they gone off the show. Can't hear it all. I don't know what happened there. I saw something just now that was a bit concerning to me. When they showed the folks who were walking from Soup Bowl area, and they were walking alongside the wall, to the point where they would have been entering by the Tenby Bridge. I saw when the folks were descending that a lady fell, and it is only by watching that video tonight that I saw that incident. And that is something that I'm very concerned about, because I spoke to this already, and I said that incline on both sides, I put up caution tape on the right, on the seaward side, and the landward side is the point that we would enter in all the time. And I saw that lady fell because of the steep slope that we have there. And I spoke concerning this, and the order from the court stated clearly, wait, that's your breadfruit?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, you run around and bring your sister. Anyway, breadfruits up. Breadfruits up.
Listen, when you get to St. Joseph, when you St. Joseph, I am telling you, this is healthy stuff. This came right off the tree. No fertilizer. Huh?
Yeah, on the ball.
Yeah, they got this right from the tree. Mm-hmm. No fertilizer, and this thing, you don't even need butter on this thing. Yeah, you don't need salt.
Yeah, people come begging us for the recipe, For
the recipe.
Oh, they love it, man. They love it. We had a wonderful time.
And look what I have here too. I so let's go back to your serious conversation. But I show the people.
What's that?
This is a conky somebody brought. Well, I didn't do any this year.
Yes, but independence gone, and I get conky yet. Not one, not even a piece.
Well, I don't know. If I should eat this on the show in front of you. I eat this on the show in front of you.
Send my little piece there if you wouldn't mind,
I got anybody out there who out there didn't have any conkies?
I raised my hand, I ain't getting none at all.
So finishing. Where is your conky? Where is your
loss.
I got my grapefruit here, and I got my conky. And listen, anybody did not who did not eat any conky yet for this?
I can keep my hand up because I ain't get a thing, man. I ain't get a thing, I got all kind of banana trees around me, but normally we have a group that we would have been enjoying our conkies, but we decided to shelve that activity to get involved with the activity there at George River, So I must say that I contributed to that, But I was saying earlier, when you went running looking for your breadfruit to come and show off on the TV, I was saying that when the folks were walking down the slope to come into the George River bed, a lady fell.
Yes, I saw.
Yes, and I never knew that. Going down that same slope that we talk about.
Right.
that because of that construction work, the gradient now is very steep and it is dangerous on both sides. And the court order said immediately it must be done immediately. And how long that court order was given, and all these folks would have gone there with all due respect, is taking a wall. But it is unsafe to enter on either side of the bridge. And I was sent a note saying that Mr. Dale Marshall, the representative for the St. Joseph constituency, could not have passed today because he did say that he, along with Senator Nichols, would have passed through and give us a little shout out. That would have been fine, but I saw neither Mr. Nichols, neither did I see Mr. Marshall. But Mr. Marshall said an excuse that he was very much involved in activities relating to the Independence Parade and all the above. That's fine, no problem. But I want Mr. Marshall to see. I know that he would have watched this video, and if he haven't watched it, he would see for himself, having watched it, that what the court says we need action on, that with immediate effect, that restoration work be done on both sides of the entrance to that bridge. And I want to continue further on that because a visitor to the area said to me, Mr. Lewis, I have some further concerns here because I was walking over this bridge coming from Coxhill side, walking over the bridge, but I'm looking down. I'm looking down at that sign there on the mulberry, and that sign on the mulberry telling me to enter at my own risk. And if I go anywhere and I see a sign like that, automatically I wouldn't be taking any interest in terms of going into that location at all.
Yes.
And that was a concern expressed. And another lady alongside said, well, Mr. Lewis, there are more signs because I now come from the Cup and Saucer, and there are more signs underneath the bridge. And those signs, are deterrent for people. And I continue to say that in court, it was stated in court that those signs constituted part of the construction work. So the walls are done, the signs must also be done because they were associated with construction work. Take the signs down. And the court order said immediately. So I'm calling upon the representative for St. Joseph, Mr. Dale Marshall, along with our council, who I would like to think so because I took some photos and I sent them to Chris. And Chris said he would send them on to our council to look into the matter. Because if the court says immediate, that is exactly what we expect. We're not asking for anything too difficult. And what I would have seen there is that a lady attempting to enter into the Joseph River bed fell, and my conclusion is that that lady fell because of that steep slope. So that must be addressed. And it is only by coincidence that I was just watching you all there just now, and you were randomly pulling some clips from the tour today. And having looked at that clip, I would have clearly seen that lady falling. And that is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. When the court gives an order, I expect that that order be executed. And the execution in this sense is an insult to the people of Barbados when they can go and just remove the wall and think that that is it. That is not it. So I am hoping that during the course of this week that we will see some restoration work being done there. It is not difficult to get a bobcat to come in from the Bathsheba side and take down that gradient on both sides, remove some of the marl, reduce the gradient on the left and on the right. I am very concerned about that, extremely concerned, because that lady could have hurt her back. Yeah. She could have broken her neck. I saw when she fall, and the video in actual fact shift. I don't know if you changed the video or what, but I saw the lady fell and roll into the bush. That should not have happened, because having the court given the order, then work should have been executed. So I'm not calling upon Patrick Wells because he would have done his work already, but there are people employed by the court to oversee the instructions given by the court. And the instructions clearly are that all those erections must be removed. I am very concerned. So all the media out there, I would like now, because I'm certain that Maria Basher will be listening to me. I'm certain that many of the media folks out there, they love to listen to us. You know, so listen now, write something on that. That the court said immediately, and today on Independence Day, a lady looking to go into the Joseph Bridge and relax and enjoy, the luxuries that we have in Barbados, and that could happen. And it happened because of that steep slope. And it's coincidental. And Marcia, with all due respect, you didn't tell me about that. You didn't tell me. Maybe you didn't say it, but of course I saw it.
I saw it, and I went to her twice to make sure that she was okay. And she said she was okay. And that's
fine. We're happy about that, but that should not have happened.
Mhm.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And so I'm thankful she's okay. I asked her 3 times when she was leaving again today, and she knows who she is. She can always message us back and let us know how she's doing. But I kept checking on her, and that was the only thing that we had happen today, which is unfortunate because we want people to be held accountable, as Mr. Lewis is saying, for what it is that they have to do. And we are hoping, as we said, that the authorities, that they're listening, because everybody, we all watch the show, that this is something that is taken care of. But
I would love, Marcia, if Dave can go back for that point.
No, I will not show her again, because as an adult woman, I know she's not going to be comfortable. For that.
Fine. I don't have a difficulty there. I don't have a difficulty with it, but I'm happy that I saw it. Because I spoke to that, and I'm happy that I saw it. And it is clear evidence that what I said in terms of a need to be done is an actual fact, a justifiable need, because it is only a few days after that, in attempting to go along there, that some person fell. And I've never seen that before.
Well, what we
Nothing there.
What we can do, I can ask Dave if he's able to cut out a clip of that for your proof. But we would not put that out.
I don't. Going the route of proof, I said I don't think that's important, because we go and we peruse the terrain, and people fall down. Fine, I don't have a difficulty with that. Many times I would fall, hiking and all kind of stuff. That's the big thing here nor there. But I'm saying that we have made it clear that inclination is too steep.
Yes,
and it has been caused by the developer, and it must be changed and brought back to a standard that we know is safe. It is too steep.
Yes.
And it has been done by the developer. We need it changed like yesterday.
Yes.
There's no question about that. I'm very serious about that one.
Definitely. And that's why I will keep checking up with her and let you know. It's okay. But Mr. One of the things I loved is that how the community came together and they did a lot of debushing. So even on the way to Cup and Salsa was way easier than when we went there in the week. In last week after the ruling, we had that successful ruling. We went there and it was very difficult to get to Cup and Salsa, but I want to publicly thank you for making it the space much, it's a friendlier to traverse, friendlier, to maneuver, and way easier. And you guys must have, I know that's a lot of work that you did to prepare for us.
Yeah, precisely. We went there morning, evening, and then a gentleman, David Holder, we call him Chicken, from 10 there. He came down and he really gave us quite a lot of help in terms of putting it together. Directly after you left, a whole lot of folks came from there, Lots of folks from the community came down. Lots of visitors came down, and there were these kids. These are locals from the Bashiba area. They would normally go to the sea and enjoy themselves, and I know that they come down to the river. Just play the video there, Dave. These are things that happened after you left. There were three of these kids. You might be able to pick up another little kid. He's in the back to the right. You see him emerging from behind the rock. Three of them, and they are them playing up in the water, and that is what they come down there and do all the time. And these were three little kids, and that is the master chef there, uh, McDonald Barrow and Mr. Charlton. And there were these folks enjoying themselves in the water. These folks would normally be down by Powell Spring area, all the Super Bowl, out there with their dad and their mom surfing, But here, look at these folks, and these were folks coming into that riverbed this evening, as part of their cultural behavior, as part of their normal expectations, just to walk off of that ridge, come into the riverbed, and that is what these folks go down there and do. And the water down there is so now beautiful and clear. And there were these folks coming in after you would have left Marcia, and down in the river, bathing and enjoying themselves and walking up and down through, and felt so happy about it. That is part of it. I don't have to be there. We don't have to be there. But people go and utilize these facilities in so many different ways.
That's wonderful, and it's for everybody. It is for everybody to
Mhm.
come and enjoy, and that is what this is why this ruling is just so wonderful. That this victory, and we celebrated it in a wonderful, a beautiful way today. Did you see everybody in their Barbados colors coming through? Miss,
Mhm.
I mean, it was so, and nobody told them what to wear. It's like people just
No.
did it.
Yes, and there were so many activities today is celebrating independence. I want to thank Shaq from Phillips Road. He loaned us the generator. He said, Mr. Lewis, I have other activities today. You can freely get the generator and go on and use it. But that's wonderful. That's how we operate as a community. Everybody just cash in and do their bit in terms of the health of the society that we have here in the Bashiba area. And that's highly commendable.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the Miss Trotman today. Miss Trotman came out again, the 75-year-old Miss Trotman, you know, from Christchurch. If Mrs. Trotman said, Mr. Lewis, today I get a chance to shake your hand. It's wonderful.
yeah,
It's very heartwarming to see people enjoying themselves so relaxed and comfortable in a society that we have so nourished, and we have come, so much to enjoy. It's
yes.
wonderful.
It was wonderful. And, Miss Trotman, she is 70. She's a 70 a lot. I can't
75, 75.
She's 75
Yes.
years old. Nothing misses her. She's on
Uh-huh.
point. She wanted to make sure you had a clean up team when you were finished, making sure
Mm,
the place is wonderful. And a lot of times people see these events that we put on and they wonder how you guys get it done. There's so
mhm,
many of us that's helping, whether officially or unofficially.
mhm.
Everybody they put in a little work, and they make sure that it happens, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
precisely.
So there is Miss Trotman helping. I see she picked up a whole sound, one of the amplifiers. I said, Miss Trotman, Trotty, what you picking up an amplifier for? I said, she picked it up and picked up another thing in her hand. And she was, but we love her. We
Yes,
love her.
man. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, man. When you left, there are so many folks who came there afterwards, and just assisted us in getting all the things back up to the vehicles. So wonderful. That, yeah, I don't know them, they don't know me, but they knew very well that the activity there is something that they support and they endorse and they embrace it, and they came and so willingly offered their support, and lots of folks who came after it, man. I tell you, man, the soup went like like hot cakes, man. Oh Lord, the soup and breadfruit, the whole works, man. You know, the whole works. Everybody calling for soup, calling for breadfruit. Oh, love it, man. Beautiful. You had a wonderful time.
Oh, the smell of this.
Yeah.
It still have that roast, that roasted. You can,
Yes, man. Yes. Mm-hmm.
from the wood. It's still there. It's still there.
Yes,
I want to
man.
give a big shout out to Sunny. Sunny is the real deal.
Mhm.
I really Sunny take a bow.
Yes.
Sunny
You
came
know,
down, and
I,
just let me just say something about her.
mhm.
That she was there with her dogs and everything, and we needed help to get two of our loyal opposition supporters from the bus, because they one had a stroke, a mild stroke, and the other one is using something like a cane or
Mhm.
walker. And so she drove around and brought them and helped me to get them on the bridge and to sit down, and
Beautiful.
Sonny doesn't even know these people, more than from the show. So Sonny, I want to say thank you, and for
Mhm.
everybody who helped somebody to get down that little hill there. Thank you. We work together. Thank you for those who sent funds, even from overseas, to make sure that people who could not afford the bus were able to get on the bus. Thank you to everybody, every part that you played. Thank you.
Mhm.
We said thank you. The lady who brought the 30 pounds of potato,
Potatoes.
and we brought it to you, and we will tell you. Oh, Paul is calling, and we want to thank her for that. She actually left it outside, put it over my fence this morning. She said somebody told me where you live. When I woke up, I went out. There was a big bag with 30 pounds of sweet potato in it. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Everybody left there full, and they were leaving with food. And
Mhm.
that, I
Mhm.
want to say, this is community. This is what community is all about. Um, I think I answered this person the wrong way. Someone is calling me. I'm going to call them back. They want to get in on the conversation. But anything that you really like today, Mr. Victor?
Man, I loved everything. I love how the folks come, begging us for the recipe for the breadfruit. You know, I mean that's a plus for St. Joseph. If you want to know I think I hear the phone ringing there, though, Marcia.
The phone is
No, I am very impressed with I'm very impressed with Lynn. Because Lynn was the first person there after Mr. Charlton, McDonald, and I and my wife was there. As soon as we entered the area, the first person to turn up was Lynn. And I really want to commend her for her level of support. She would have left all down in Gibbs, St. Peter, and she would have made her way up to Joe's River. And the first person on the spot again was Lynn. And here was Lynn when we had this problem or this challenge in terms of getting Julie Fan and another gentleman over on the spot that, Lynn would have taken the initiative to drive from Paul Spring area back around Heswick, back down Gagshill, down Coxhill, and would have brought them in onto the bridge. And I want to say that this is highly commendable, and that again shows the level of community spirit that we have in Barbados, where some person can, go out of their way per se to offer help at that level. I really want to commend Lynn for doing that. That was wonderful. I don't know if you're hearing me, Marcia. You seem to be dropping in and out a bit.
okay.
Right. So I hope you can hear me. Right? Hope you
Yes,
can hear me.
we're hearing you. So I know you're having some
Right.
difficulty there. So welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in. And can you just go ahead and share what's on your mind?
Right. Well, I just first I want to thank
all those who were responsible in it possible and my fellow loyals to come and make a wonderful independence. I want to thank the Lord for coming to our assistance on that part. We have some very wonderful people in our midst, and I say a big up to all of you. The soup was super. I must say, it was super. And I say amen to all those who were part of that soup. Sing song with yeah, but were you know, I wasn't able to sing the song.
Yeah, but we're having
I,
some
I, I
challenges hearing you though, Paul. We're having some challenges, okay?
mm,
Yeah, because I think that if wait until you have a better signal, a better, because we're hearing only pieces.
oh, all right. Oh, Jesus. Let me see if I can do something about it, please.
All right, yeah. So what
All
we
right,
can do,
you can,
okay, keep going. If we can hear you now, it's
you
fine.
can, all right. You can hear me. You can hear clear now.
Yes, I'm hearing you. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Um, in the past when the slaves sang songs, obviously some people did not understand what they were singing about. There were a lot of chords and songs. There's a song done by the riverside, and I would like to sing this song especially to those who fight and they've been able to win these fights. Um, we had to fight for our legal rights down by Joe's Riverside, down by Joe's.
We're losing signal, Marcia. Seems as though we're getting some loss of signal on that side. On Marcia's side, on Masai's side, there's been some significant loss of signal, but we're happy about this day being Independence Day. We're happy about the opportunity where we could have, so socialize and interact and, feel happy about
We
the
won
activity.
the victory down by the river, down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by Joe's Riverside. We won the victory down by Joe's Riverside, so we don't have to fight no more. And then we stop the developers for sure. Don't have to, so we don't have to fight no more. That's my song, Marcia.
Sorry, Reverend, another thing there, and it's wonderful, very creative, very creative. Somebody said the screen is frozen. Oh boy, we having trouble tonight.
I have the same thing here also.
Yes. Yeah, okay. All right. So, well, thank you so much for that. Sorry for the technical issues there. But I think we get the essence of the song. Very, very creative. And we always love to have the creative people. All right. Thanks for calling.
Yes, please.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
I think you have another caller on the line. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can catch this other caller. Let's see if we can catch this other caller. Go ahead, Mr. Lewis. Continue to make your comment on the day, and while I receive this other caller.
Okay, no problem at all. I don't know if you have another caller on the line there, Marcy.
Good night, caller. Welcome to the Marcia Reed Show.
Good night, Master.
Yeah.
How are you tonight? You got who's here?
I am great. All right, great, guys. Are you hearing?
I had a good time. I had a good time today. I enjoyed myself. And I'm glad to be out, right? I had a good time. So I put up my tongue to you, right? The soup was very good. And the food, I all
See, but though these folks are really getting some challenge with the internet, it is rather interesting, you know, that we said that we wanted to suggest that lots of people can
you can hear me?
come to Barbados.
Wow.
I can hear
What's
you.
going on? Okay, I'm hearing you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're hearing you. Can you hear the caller?
I heard the
Yeah, I can
caller.
hear you though. I can hear you. You can-
Okay, but keep going. Keep going.
Mm.
Let us know,
I
guys.
told I told you that I enjoyed the soup today.
Yes,
And it was still good. And all who cooked the soup, I want you to tell you the soup was still good. You can hear me?
yes, the soup was good, and you want to thank
The,
anybody who did it.
the person that who the hand that do it then, I want to bless the hand that do it. And also the food is still good too. The food and the dry fruit.
You like the breadfruit?
Yeah. I had breadfruit at home, but I can't have it because the soup was in my hand. So you have to take the breadfruit for me. So I take the soup. So I can eat it not too long ago
Yes,
when I get home.
yes.
But I enjoy the soup
Yes.
and I love it. I eat two soup, one food, and breadfruit. I think I want to eat again. Thank you, Marcia.
Yes, God bless you.
And you have a good night. Thank you. You have a good night.
Yes.
I hope you will get a big rest tonight. I don't work so hard until you get home before 10 o'clock.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I know you're tired, right? I know you're tired. But don't work so hard.
Yes.
Get your rest tonight. Get your rest tonight.
Yes, I will.
But I want to hear you tomorrow. I want to hear you tomorrow night at 7.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for calling. It was a pleasure
Okay.
seeing you as well, and to see you enjoying everything around. It was wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, God bless you. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're being told we're having some challenges. Yes, Mr. Bobby's shaking his head. How are we now? Because if we need to try to fix what is the issue so that we can have our conversation tonight. I don't know if everybody, lots of people are on the internet tonight. It's a holiday. Um, guys, Barbara Hunt, yes, Barbara is saying that the audio is not good at all. We're doing everything that we normally do, Marva. So is it any better now? We want to improve. Let's take a moment. Say something, Mr. Lewis. Say.
Yeah, but I don't know because you're getting some issues with the audio. Well, sometimes you're just disappearing off the screen, and then if there's any other caller there, that person also goes, I'm here alone. I don't know if you're hearing me now. If you're hearing me, just wave your hand so that right, beautiful, good, you know. So I think that we are now both in sync, you know.
Let me see from the audience. The audience, can you hear us from the audience? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. No problem. So I think we're good to go. Well, in this segment, we only have 3 minutes, and I'm going to let you go and rest. And because I know you left straight from Joe's River and came on the show.
Mm-hmm. I'm going hiking in the morning, 5:30 tomorrow morning. I'm going to Turner's Hall hiking.
Yeah.
You know, so I have a pretty hectic schedule, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, I do enjoy it all. So you know, no big thing here nor there.
Yes. Well, let's what do you want to say in the next 3 minutes that we have on the show?
Well, you know, I really also want to commend Chris Oliver because Chris Oliver would have sent over an audio really thanking the public for their contribution towards all the efforts that would have been made leading up to this point. So I really want to commend Chris. I really want to thank uh, Maria Allman for coming out. She was one of the members of the committee. I really want to thank McDonald Barrow. He's the soup specialist. He would have done this on so many occasions. Again, I want to thank Shaq for contributing again his generator and helping us out in a very significant way, and he does this without any fuss at all. Mr. Lewis, you want to generate the problem? It'll be here. I'm gonna, I'm gonna bring it out, turn it on, make sure everything is working, collect the generator, and that's it, and that's the joy of being in a community where we all put our hands together to ensure, that it's just not about you, but it's always about us helping each other. It's a wonderful thing, So I'm happy for the level of turnout that we had today. I'm happy for all the other community members that came afterwards. And it was another wonderful independence that we celebrated. Beautiful.
Yes, it was. It was. Thank you so much, Mr. Lewis, once again for the work
Yeah.
that you do, you and your team there.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody who came out, those from overseas. You couldn't be here and you sent a donation to make sure that all, everything is going good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm. Well,
All
I'm
right.
going, I'm going out to get a bath.
I didn't hear you.
I'm going out to get a bath.
You get a bath. I know you. I know. You smell lovely. You smell of. You
I
smell.
smell good.
You smell like breadfruit. You smell like breadfruit, man. Listen, Mr. Bob, you got a little something too. You came down.
Yes, I did. Good night to everyone. I came just in time for some soup. I tell them like duff dumplings, they come from the old school. Yes, I came just in time after a hectic day and taking care of business, but I got there just to say hello to some people, and it seems to be a very enjoyable evening.
Yes. 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 It was really, really wonderful, and CBC was there actually.
Very good.
And so that was great as well. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Lewis.
But Marcia, one thing that I want to see though, I want to see myself walking through the water with those 6 bowls of soup on the cover of the pot, coming up in style. I really want to see that one,
You wanted to see that, right? Let me see.
Yes, man. I don't know if you can find it, but I really want to see that when Mr. Dawes is coming out of the water with the soup, the bowls of soup on the cover.
Did you see anything like that?
I don't know. You really gotta do some scanning in order to find it.
To find it, that was really good. That was really good.
But you'll get to that sometime because I'm thinking that you would play those videos again. I really want to see that one. But you get a little laugh at myself.
Yes, I didn't see that just
beautiful.
There was somebody else who also took that, and so I'm sending him a message as we speak to see if he can send it for. Wait. Oh, we have it. We have to show it. He did.
You got it?
Yes. Hold a minute, Dave. We got to give me a minute, guys. We're gonna show Mr. Victor Lewis.
Yeah.
We're gonna show Mr. Victor Lewis walking with the soup, and serving. Dave, if you check your WhatsApp, it's right there in your WhatsApp, and it says soup time.
Yeah, and I had the pot cover with the soup bowls on it, and just coming up, man.
Yes,
you'll find that Marcia, but I want to see that one,
Yes, I want to show it. I think Dave is getting ready, but Mr. Bob, what did you think of the atmosphere there when you walked over the bridge and you saw the people there, etc.?
First thing, let me just say, I'm not comfortable with heights, so I was a bit apprehensive. looking over the bridge. But the second time across, it was okay. But I think the area is so serene and it captures the natural beauty of Barbados, which is supposed to be shared by everybody who lives and easy accessible to everybody who lives on this island. It should not be kept as the property of one person. But you see all the water going from inland into the sea. And I guess when the sea is rough, we have the interaction with seawater and salt water based on what I was saying there. But it was so serene, and where they were having the picnic and the food, that is nature and persons who love nature. That is something to go see.
This is Mr. Lewis here.
Yes, man. That was my way today, the pot cover, man. You couldn't want it better.
That is better.
The pot cover, man. Wow.
Yes.
All right, Marcia, thank you very much. Yeah, there's another video though with the when I had it up on my hand, you know.
Yes,
in style, you know.
Well, thank you so
Talk
much.
to you later.
Yes,
I'm going to get yeah, take care.
yes, all right.
All right, good night.
Yes, that was a beautiful
Evening.
yes, that was a beautiful day and experience. Mr. Bob, did you
Yes.
did you get any conkeys yet? Did you eat a conky as yet?
I have one savoring in the refrigerator from a good friend. So I am going to use that tomorrow, and it has raisins.
Well, I'm eating one here without raisins, and it's quite.
Oh, we can get that eat.
Yeah, it has raisins.
Oh, you can. Listen, I need to have the intermittent sweetness in my. Yes.
Yeah, it has raisins in it, and it's.
Oh, no, that'd be cornbread. That ain't conky.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a special person to join and start to eat it in front of them.
Oh, okay.
Special person from the diaspora that I'm waiting for that special person to join. Just to tease them. Just to tease them.
I tell you.
Mr. Bob,
Not here.
I don't know if you saw, we're gonna kind of switch gears tonight, guys. And we're gonna move. We're gonna look at just things that have happened over the weekend.
Right.
Things that we have seen, etc. And which are a couple of things. Well, and some things that have been said. And Mr. Bob dropped out. Mr. Bob dropped out. So that's what we're going to do. So when he comes back in, and I'm seeing Adrian Hines is here, and I want him to give me a thumbs up when he's ready. So tonight we're just going to comment on some things, and we're going on the fly, and we do have a few things that we're going to discuss. But we're going on the fly. We want to look at the Prime Minister and what happened today at the parade and the independence celebrations, where the RSS, the Regional Security Services, were summoned at this, independence ceremony. And it'd be interesting for us to talk about that. On what basis was the RSS summoned? why they had to be here, what was so special about this particular independence celebration, that the RSS, what is the role of the RSS, and why the RSS was summoned to be here at this, and by whom. You know, we've got to look at that, because those things are dangerous. And I particularly want to look at what the prime minister was wearing. And not because of vanity or fashion or anything. It's just about national symbolism, which is very, very important to me, especially as somebody who was born Jamaican, living in Barbados. I don't, certain things, they don't sit with me. It might be okay for you, but we're going to look at what she was wearing. We're also going to look at this whole thing about opposition. So I see Mr. Bob is back in. About this, there's a little young man seeming to want to say that we don't need an opposition. I will leave Adrian and Mr. Bob to him. We will leave that to let him deal with that. Let them deal with that. We're going to deal with that. But we also want to look at, we are seeing some opposition parties that are coming, and looking very good. There is the, they're in green, and this is the Friends of Democracy. They're fielding 12 candidates. And we just want to acknowledge that tonight, because we want strong opposition parties. And that the DLP put on an amazing event last night. Honestly, the DLP, I tell you, don't you ever believe that the DLP is not up and going and strong. That event, we're going to talk about that, at that particular event that happened. So those are some of the things that we are going to chat about. So Mr. Bob is there. Mr. Hines, can you give me your hand up if you're ready? Yes, he's not as yet. Okay. So let me bring Mr. Bob in. And I'm waiting. I can't wait for Mr. Hines to come in, because I want to tease him tonight. I want to tease him. Mr. Hines, can I just say, they told me that you did such a great job, sir, at hosting. And I might need to retire one of these nights. Give over one of these nights, sir. I'm hearing people are telling me things.
Well, I think that to step in and I had a good teacher, because each night that I listen to the program, I'm listening to how you present yourself and how you look at topics and how you allow those persons to express their opinions, and then you're able to keep the conversation alive. So I'm learning as I go. I'm learning from you as well. And tonight you can almost host the show alone, and then you can have good banter. And then I also take in some of the DLP television, and I see how Mr. Torn engages the other guests that he has. So you have to learn for those persons who experience. It was my first time hosting, sharing a program like that. And I'm glad that I was able to be satisfactory, and hope to get better as the nights go on. But thank you very much for displaying the confidence that I could have done it.
Yes, most definitely. And the people were happy to see Mr. Hines, and I think he says he's ready to come in. Yes, he says, okay, yes, I'm definitely reading the message. Mr. Hines, welcome again to the Marcia Beach Show.
Hello, Marcia. Hi, all.
Hi, good night.
We're back at it again.
Yes, I'm no afraid she got tease you.
You tease me? Oh, no, yeah, that's all right, man.
Look, people take notes. Take notes. You see how I'm unraveling this thing in my hand right now. You see that?
Not good.
See how I bite into this?
This is the last year that I'm going to go without conkies. I'm going to make them.
Listen, Listen, listen. I've got to do this here. Listen, I will tell you. I saved this for you tonight.
Where's the where's the Mobby?
The Mobby. Dave, where's the Mobby, Dave? We had Mobby.
I'll let you and all win. I like ice cookies without raisins. Right?
You eat it corn dumplings.
I don't care. I like that's all I get. No, sometimes my mother would put a little essence in it, a little cinnamon. Yeah, but no raisins.
Listen, I wanted to eat this earlier. I said, you know what? I'm waiting on Adrian.
Let me tell you this though. I have this thing. I get a lot of criticism for it because I believe that for me as a guy that left Barbados in the 90s and grew up eating foods in the 70s and the 80s, I find that food in Barbados today tastes different. And if I want food that tastes like it was prepared in the 80s, I could go to New York or somebody that left Barbados in the 80s. They prepared the way that I like. So, people say that. People say our authentic rice and stew is no longer in Barbados. You find it in the diaspora.
That is true. You might be right, in the different spices that we're known. Those days we cut from the garden. We grew what spices we wanted. Yes.
But
people that left Barbados.
I live in the diaspora, Adrian. Don't even try it. They would tell me, they have these conkeys, and you go down in Brooklyn to get the conkeys. They have them in foil paper. So don't try it.
You eat for some boy that left in the 2000s. You don't eat for no boy that left in the 80s. If you eat Belgian food here from someone that left Barbados in the 70s and the 80s, it's going to taste really good.
Really nice, yeah. But I look at Shirley. Shirley's visiting from overseas, and so is Anthony Oliver, by the way. Shirley, I met Shirley for the first time last night, and Shirley, girl, she talked about don't show the conking. Only the people from the diaspora won't have a problem with this conking in my hand.
Well, that's what you get for showing off.
But today we had Independence Day, and Adrian, you weren't here, but it felt so good to see people just spontaneously were wearing their colors.
Yeah, I saw some of that on television.
Yeah,
I saw quite a
lot
few
of
people.
that was in town, and this year they went back to start to light up the roundabouts, not at the same level that we used to do it at, but we're getting something is happening there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just that they decided that we were going to celebrate independence this year because it's over 3 years that we didn't do anything. Because they, people didn't want to celebrate. They didn't want it to be Republic Day. Now I got up this morning and heard that they're announcing the announcer they're calling it Independence Day and Republic Day. And I think some people are okay with that. The challenge I have with that, gentlemen, and we can always spend a few minutes discussing that. It's once again, it seems like they just got up overnight and just announced it. At no point, I don't know when did today become Independence Day and Republic Day? What order? How did it happen? Is it that the person who was announcing was just a little too excited and said it? Or are we now celebrating Independence Day and Republic Day together? Guys, any thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Adrian.
Well, yeah, a couple of things. I think that I wasn't the only one that started this. When they initially tried to make Republic Day, turn Independence Day into Republic Day, and there was such a big backlash, a number of members of Yard Fowl Inc. decided that they're going to defend their government's approach to turn Independence Day into Republic Day. So they came out, they wrote op-eds, they were on Facebook pushing it. And then all of a sudden the government come and did a right about turn and say, it's Independence Day. It's no longer Republic Day. So these people feel stupid, in saying that the government made them look stupid, And I was one of those people that said, hey, look, you guys were not authentic in the first place. You were just trumpeting what the government was saying. No, the government changed it. You guys are silent. So I guess, and I'm not saying that it's because of me, but I could see why they would want to continue to push the narrative that Republic Day is still around, because it makes them look silly, because they were out there defending it initially. So they want to continue pushing it.
Yes.
You know, another way to look at it too is that officially it's no longer Republic Day, but they're going to push it unofficially, you know, and if they continue to say often enough, you know, it will get into the body politic and become normalized. So those are the two things I think they're trying to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Go, Mr. Bob?
I think that if this republic, going republic, is so significant for this government, it should not be overshadowed by Independence Day, or Independence Day, which is a significant part of our history, should not overshadow Republic Day. I am saying is that if it's that significant for this government, if it's that significant for Mia's legacy, then they must find a separate day to celebrate it. I am hoping that that day will be the day when we finally get a constitution delivered to the Barbadian, a Republican constitution delivered to the Barbadian people, and they celebrate that day, because that is when it happened.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to save face. You know, they lost the battle of changing Independence Day to Republic Day. So they on the tail end of that, they are recognizing that we are now a republic, right?
Yes.
So so that's part of the argument. They're not lost the complete thing. And at some point, if this whole thing about republic, we are now republic, catches on, the thinking could be that at some point, you know, we could phase out Independence Day and just call it Republic Day, because we are a republic. You know, I think that's the way I think they're going about it. It's about saving face.
Yeah. And what we like to do on the show is to highlight what they're doing. We want people to open your eyes and to see that. And as you know, Adrian said, you know, it's unofficial. You know, Mr. Bob, it's an unofficial thing. And I want to ask those that are watching, did you hear that? Did you hear or see anything? I saw it online where they had both. So I'm asking Dave to check so we can put it up, where they had both.
I heard the MC reference it on several occasions as well.
Yeah, Barbados today had an article that the narrative is our 59th year of independence, 4 years of republic.
5 years of republic. Yes, that's what they were
reporting. Yes. So they're tacking that on to the end.
Yes,
right? And that's something that they think they can defend because we are a republic. So why are you making a big fuss? You know, but we're not trying to change Independence Day to a Republic Day. We're recognizing that as Independence Day, but we are a republic, and it's been 4 years that we have been a republic. So we're just making that known, and that's how they're going to start pushing it. And hopefully, there's no beat back of that, and eventually you'll see it getting larger, be more magnified.
We're not going to let them tack on anything to our history.
Well, no, I every time I see it, I call it out for what it is. You know, I'm like, what republic, what? You know, I mean, if all it takes is just to change the title of our head of state to that of president in a document called the Constitution, if that's all it takes for us to become a republic, then it means to me that we were always a republic because nothing else has changed. So what really is the definition of a republic? The definition of a republic has to do with representative governance. And we've had that since 1966. So, you know, coming and changing a name in a document, you know, doesn't make us a republic. We had to be a republic ever since. So there's ways to beat back that argument, and that's what I do. Every time I see it, I'll question this whole idea that we were a republic for 4 years. We've had representative government since 1966, or even before that, and that is the hallmark of being a republic.
Yeah. And this whole thing, I mean, of sneaking it in unofficially, you know, these are some of the things that causes us to not trust government. Because here it is, if people said that we don't want this on this particular day, but government is insisting that it's going to happen on this day, and they are using it, doing it subliminally, you know, they're easing it in. You know, and allowing just an MC or somebody to write about it in the newspaper. When
Yes.
did that go to cabinet? Is that something that you've all sat down at cabinet and it passed through the parliament and the senate and you've agreed that it is Republic Day as well as Independence Day? When did that happen? And those are things that we want Barbadians to keep thinking about. Think about it, right?
Yeah.
Very, very carefully. The other thing I noted, guys, you might not have noticed this, but the prime minister, if they could find it, is dressed in a beautiful outfit, really beautiful. You could tell it looks to me it was locally made. And what stood out for it to me, and I think Adrian calls me a name. He said, "What do you call me? A Bajam?" No, you said uh, there's something with a Barbadian, a Jamaican becoming a Barbadian. You know, we're going to see things through different lenses, and I can tell you, the Prime Minister Honest in Jamaica will never dare officiate an independent celebration. Find it online and show me. Find it. Or even the president of the United States, which July 4th or whatever, and not wear the colors. In this outfit is beautiful. And I like it for her. She's outside and it's flowing. I like that. But it has a bit of green and the blue and white. And you know, to some people, it's going to seem as though I am being very petty.
Or picky.
Picky. It's not, because I cannot see, and you can help me. Help me to see if you could find the pin, the flag of Barbados on the Immotley. And this makes me, I can't accept it. Something about this is wrong, and it just seems as though at every turn, our prime minister that holds the highest, position in the land, then place in the land. I guess the president is higher, but in terms of power, the prime minister refuses. This is how it looks to me. Refuses to wear the colors. And I've seen this over and over at independence celebrations. I can't see the pin. Am I being picky, guys? Well, probably I can't ask the guys.
But I don't pay that kind of attention. So
I don't
just leave it.
Yeah.
I don't pay that kind of attention. But if you draw it to my attention, I'll probably look for it.
I don't pay attention to that. Look, for me personally, she's not my prime minister, so I don't care if she wears the emblems of the country or not. That's the truth. And I am not one to critique a woman. So
you're saying she's not your prime minister.
That's me personally. I'm just telling you why, or giving you the reasons why I personally don't really have any, concerns about what she wears or doesn't wear. The emblems and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that to disabuse you of the notion of your observations. I'm just saying, in terms of asking me, I don't really pay much attention to it. I do know that there are some people that say that it seems like her stylist doesn't really know how to dress her body or whatever and stuff like that. People do notice these things. I'm just saying. I understand. I'm just saying people notice these things. I don't. That's the truth.
Yeah. Honestly,
but Marcel, we should ask if she owns a pin.
Of course, I think she does. She had,
of course.
On a couple of occasions, she had the trident, a gold trident on.
Gold trident, but here again,
a couple of times.
We are a gold trident, and I'm saying to Barbadians, this is something that I am telling you something here, guys. Something is wrong here. Mm-hmm. Something is wrong. My husband, who's not the leader of the country, okay, it's Independence Day. He says to me, myself, please wear this hat. He put on his hat. Actors. I turned up on the bus, and people, although Adrian and as though a memo went out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People were dressed in the colors. It's independence.
Yeah.
These are not our colors. And I don't know. I don't know. I want to hear from the chat. Honestly, let's look at it because I have no issues with.
How was it? How was the Governor General dressed?
It'd be
Or
interesting.
he had on a blue suit. The president, he had on a
The president. I mean, the
yeah,
outgoing president was there as well.
Yeah, she had on an African attire. She was in in the audience, and the cameras panned to her. There might have been
Okay.
some role that she played in the whole handout. I didn't see that part of it because I didn't watch the full thing, but I did see clips of her in the audience in an African garb. You know, she likes to wear African garbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But always regal.
Always regal. And when she was president, always repping the Barbados colors. And she always had her pin. It'd be interesting to see if the president, who was sworn in today and all this, ceremony, if he wore a pin. It'd be interesting about, when I say a pin, the flag. And, let me be clear, because they love to think that I am complaining the private size and so on. I am not talking about how anything fits the prime minister. I think she looks lovely in this dress. This is she wore another one with a green in it and a blue again that was worn some time ago, and that was nice. I said that on the show. And I like this dress, and I like the material that is used because I love how it flows. She's outside, and I love that about this. I am just simply and honestly asking I would like to know from Barbadians if it matters to them. I know that the president of the US would not do it. I know for sure that the prime minister of Jamaica would not get away with it. I'm telling you, no, they would not get away with it. So that's an aside. The guys are not looking at no dress, but
But if the flag is hidden somewhere else, is that why not wearing it? Not wearing it is some kind of significant message. It's hidden somewhere else or buried somewhere else.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, me might be telling you that, hey, look, I don't have to wear the emblem of Barbados. I'm wearing the cross of God, a cross of Jesus. That's higher than, I don't know. She's an enigma and one that, she can stay a mystery as far as I'm concerned. I don't really.
But and then I heard my husband talk because I came back from St. Vincent and I was a little trying to get some rest and so on, and my head was just spinning. But Dave said to me, Marcy, you believe that the prime minister is called in the RSS in Barbados, and in remember what happened in Dominica, what the Dominicans were alleging, that with the way the RSS is being used, they questioned that. In their particular case, they wondered, if that was the right purpose of the RSS. And I'm wondering what if the RSS was actually called into Barbados for this independence celebration, what made it so different?
Good question. I pondered it a little. The argument that they gave made sense, and I could see why a number of Barbadians would read that and say, "Oh yeah, they had a number of things going on. They had a whole bunch of high-profile people in, and that was the reason that they used it." It could also be too that they want to normalize in Barbadians the presence of these people. Yeah. When it comes to Mia Molly, you got to think outside the box. She's always three streets down the road.
Adrian, I say that again because this is why we want our Barbadians to think, look into things, right? Repeat what you just said there, Mr. Hans.
It's about normalizing things. That's what she's doing. I mean, with the Republic thing, this thing about tacking on that we are 4 years of Republic is to bring the idea of Republic back to the stage, even though they've officially said we're not going to change Independence Day. We're still hearing about Republic, right? So again, it's about normalizing things, make things normal. And that's what she's doing here with regards to the RSS. That is a feasible thing that she's just planning out things. Look, this woman knows that she may have 30 seats and that, you know, there's a lot of narrative out there that she is the greatest prime minister, that Barbadians love her. She knows that's not the truth. She knows that there are a lot of Barbadians that can't stand her, right? And that she also knows that a lot of what is assumed to be love or affection for her is as a result of her patronage. She's bought it, right? She's bought that patronage, that love. And if that goes away, she has nothing. So, but she still has that urge to be in power. And there's a lot of what ifs that she plays in her planners plays. What if this? What do we do? And they're planning all these things. So they know that it's hard to bring the kind of change that they want to bring to Barbados without people getting really upset. So the best way to do that is to make it normal, right? So having the RSS in for this, there's a legitimate reason right up front. People will not notice it. Yeah, all these important people here, we need that support because we still have high crime. You know, the police are stretched and stuff like that, and we have all these dignitaries. We want to ensure that, you know, it is safe, and that's why we're doing this. And most Barbadians will go away and say, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." But also, tacked on to that is we might have a need for the RSS at some point. So, you know, this normalizes these people coming in to Barbados.
Yeah, Mr. Bob, your thoughts?
I'm wondering if is her admitting that we have a problem with security and safety in Barbados based on what has been happening, and based also on the incompetence of her own government to come up with adequate solutions to look at the crime situation, what is causing the crime. So if you're going to tell me that it's going to provide security support for presidential installation, or you're saying to us that what we have here is not adequate for even something as it is a presidential installation. It is not a high-powered activity where there are going to be a lot of activity where the people from international will be here, and we have a volatile community that will need that type of protection for dignitaries. But I am saying that as like Adrian said, it is setting up us that when we see these people patrolling the streets, when we see these people, we saw them already, and we become comfortable with it. So I am saying I don't know what was the reason was additional security, but I think that something is a bit strange about it at this present point in time.
Yeah. That is the added value. I think it started out as a legitimate concern. I mean, you have the King of Jordan here, and all it takes is a shoot. This is a small country. Things get wrong. People, you know, and you know, his security will, you know, they're not going to only hear or listen to the security in Barbados. They're going to be looking around as well, and you know, picking information from here and there to see what the real threat situation is in Barbados outside of what they've been informed with. So, you know, I can see them wanting to ensure that there are no incidents that can, one, embarrass them, two, cause a problem in their immediate vicinity, right? It would be very embarrassing to do that. So it's better to be cautious and be prepared than not to be. And the added value to this is to normalize this type of behavior, right? To have RSS. Hey, we've had RSS, because that's what they do, right? When something happens and Barbadians are like, oh, this is abnormal, that's when they're going to say, hey, don't you remember in 2025 for the Independence Parade, we had RSS here? What, you know, we've done this before. It's not a big deal, right? So that's what they do. Bring these things in for a specific reason, and then they ask the question, what else can this be useful for down the road? How can we benefit from this down the road? That's what these people do.
Yeah, but you know, I think what is important too, gentlemen, is to remind people of the role of the regional security system. And I just found it, you know, we go and we Google, it's right here, is to promote cooperation among Caribbean member states to address regional security threats. Its functions include combating illegal narcotics and terrorism, responding to natural disasters, enhancing maritime security and surveillance, and providing mutual assistance or national emergencies like immigration and customs control. And it goes on and on. And so I think the questions that we are raising here, those questions are very, very important because we want Barbadians to think. Mr. Bob, I think so. Somebody who needs, is it me? Needs to turn off their microphone when they're speaking. Mr. Bob, can you try for me to turn off? Because I know you're on your phone. Can you hear me? Okay, mute your mic, Mr. Bob, please. It's not allowing me to mute you. Yes, yes, that stops there's a noise that's coming through, right? So I think we need to watch this, folks. Watch what is happening. It'd be interesting to know if when Prince Charles was here, when we were becoming a republic, if we had the RSS here. It's just something that's going through my mind, and just wondering about that. And watch that RSS, because I was allergic to it while I was in Dominica, because their issue was that the RSS was called when it was not necessary, and they are alleging that it was done under Mia Motley's watch. That they put a lot of blame on Mia Motley regarding that. So that's something that I think we need to watch. I don't know if anybody out there can let us know whether the RSS was called during the first, when we were becoming a republic. That's as much as we can say on that. But the normalizing, I think, is it's something to think about. Any other thoughts on this, guys? You can turn on the mic whenever you're ready and go.
I think we just have to pay. I think you just have to pay attention to what we're seeing, and because we are a place where anything that this government does, we have to sit up and take notice, lest we are surprised.
Yeah. Oh, unmute your mic, Adrian. Thank you so much, Mr. Hines. Unmute. Yes.
Yeah, I just Googled it. It says the RSS was in Barbados for Prince Charles for the Independence Day celebration to change this to Republic in 2021.
In 2021 was here as well, but probably wasn't announced or so. So we have to watch that. You know,
we definitely have to. But they can say mutual assistance. That's broad enough. So mutual assistance could be anything.
Yeah. Well, anything else on the Republic? On the Independence celebrations this year? Mr. Bob, you're here and you would have seen stuff. Anything you want to comment on? Anything?
I just want to congratulate those persons who were recognized for their contributions. There's contribution at every level of society, and we notice the gentlemen who have received the highest honor. We just want to congratulate them and thank them for their service to Barbados. And it's always good to be recognized by your country when you have done yeoman service in whatever area. So I just want to congratulate everybody who received awards.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I didn't hear any of that because we were busy with the Joe's River event, and so I want to join you in congratulating everyone as well. Now, let's there's I'm seeing something going around on social media, and I was so shocked when I saw it. That came out of a young man's mouth, or was written by a young man. And we're going to talk about what is this little man had to say. That we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I saw a beautiful picture of Friends of Democracy. Friends of Democracy. They had Dave. I think I sent it to you. Let me just resend it, Dave, to you, because it might have, in all of those pictures, might have been lost. You have it. It's on the screen. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Thank you, Mr. Weeks. Friends of Democracy, looking very lovely. And they have, they're fielding 12 candidates. And we just want to congratulate them, because this is not easy we're running a third party. It's not easy. We do need to make sure that, Barbados needs a strong opposition, and we need strong candidates. So we want to wish them all the best. I don't know if NNP, Keymar's party has yet had, his candidates. I'm not sure about that as yet. I haven't seen anything like this, so I'm just acknowledging uh, this which has occurred. And in all honesty, I'm happy for them because it's giving Barbados choices, and that's great. We're seeing Stephanie is part of Friends of Democracy. Um, there she's no longer an independent. She ran as an independent, and then she had a short stint, I think, in the Democratic Labour Party, very short, based on what I was shocked when she had told me that she had joined, and then I realized somebody had told me she wasn't there anymore. But I would just want to acknowledge, and if you could go back up to the full pictures of the pictures of the one picture that has everybody in it. And we just want to say to them, all the best in what they're doing, and because we need strong opposition in order to have to facilitate democracy in any country. All right. And on that note, I want to say that yesterday, Mr. Bob and Mr. Hines, I had the opportunity of going to attending the Independence. It's a ball, or it was a beautiful event put on by the Democratic Labour Party, Adrian. And I tell you, I was simply, I was really, really impressed. I was impressed at this event. It was, it was beautiful. I can't find the words to express. And everything was timely. And these things matter to me. I produce events, so and to be at an event where the thing was oversubscribed, and this is a fundraiser that they had. All different types of people, all different walks of life, business people. Just everybody was there. And they had to bring in chairs. I was shocked. I hope they don't kill me to say I was shocked. I was shocked. I was literally shocked. And
I understand, Marcia. I understand why you were shocked, because we are hearing social media that this is a party that has no support. Nobody wants to attend none of the events. So I can understand when you get there to be blown away by what was presented and what was and the patronizing of that same activity, which gives life to the fact that the Democratic Labour Party is not really functioning. So I'm glad that you were there. I was not able to attend because I was dealing with some other issues at home. But I am glad that they were able to prove to persons who are on the outside looking in and only getting information via social media and the influencers that what they're saying is not the case. And I'm just calling on persons because we see a situation with a fundraiser where the present government have not yet seen the necessary to release the funding that was placed there for opposition parties, that when they have the fundraising events, because it takes money to run a campaign, don't be afraid to support, because that is how we're going to keep the democracy alive.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they had a successful evening.
And that's what I'm saying, looking at the picture up there from Friends of Democracy, and then being at this event, on that last night, Mr. Bob, really, it says to me that, okay, something is happening, something is happening in Barbados, and it is saying something. It was so organized, y'all. And I'm a nitpicker for these kinds of things, and there are people on the outside. I'm like, wow, this was dessert time, there at the caterers. They also had people from Palm Marine. Did I say that? Palm Marine.
Lord, I had cookies. Look, I went to I went to one for $150 a ticket, and they had a conkeys. You know?
Good friend.
Hello.
Yeah, I pay $150. I pay $150 there every year. We sing for 20 minutes.
That's US? That US?
Of course.
I think the cost was $125, and it was well spent for those persons who went. Congratulations to the Democratic Labour Party.
So I'm
yes.
saying, yeah.
Listen, the food was delicious, well organized, oversubscribed, and I have to say, kudos, very well done. And the entertainment, they had young people, they had a folk singer, and they had, it was classy, really, really classy. And guess who was the MC? You want to guess who was the MC? Who is that man on the table there?
That is Ronnie.
The announcer.
That's the announcer. That's the announcer. Yes.
Listen, folks. Do you see that announcer how he was dressed in his tux?
Yes, yeah. Dapper.
Well, listen, let me just correct something, just in case you're listening and think that I was poo-pooing the event that I went to. The event I went to was fantastic, and I always support the organization that put it on, in regards to who shows up as a guest performer or whatever. Yeah, it's always a good time. So I was just joking around talking. They didn't have any conkeys, and I wish they did, but yeah, other than that, we had a great time as well.
Okay.
And you know, I was very, very happy when they announced that the announcer was there, and he did a stellar job. You know, he's a classy guy, and he is able. He put up talks, and I mean, the place erupted. So the way they announced it too. They played his music first, and they said, we want to announce our MC for tonight. And after they did the prayer and the anthem, and then announcer was announcer's name, but then it's an announcer walking out. You know, it was really, really, really good. I thought that was great, you know, and the people just were cheering. And he brought it, you know. And I want to say congratulations to the Democratic Labour Party that in the midst of all that's happening on the outside, they were able, you know, Adrian and Mr. Bob to quietly pull this off, you know, with such grace and grandeur. And yes, somebody said it was a lovely evening. I know Shirley from she's from the diaspora, and it was her first time to attend anything like that. And she was there, you know, she enjoyed it. The decor of the place was just beautiful. And you know, kudos to everybody who you know, contributed to that.
Yes.
You know, so it says that the Democratic Labour Party is back. That's what it said to me. Adrian, that's what it said to me, because people came out. The place was half full.
But as Marcia, as I said something this evening, that there is a breeze of change in the country, and we want to, and because of what is happening, the issues that are affecting, we want that breeze to turn into hurricane force winds and send a clear message to these people.
Yeah. People are saying, different people are saying that they were there as well, because, you know, Adrian, the narrative out there is that, you know what, people don't have any party. They just have to vote for the BLP, right? They just have to vote for the BLP because there's nothing, there are no alternatives, you know, and so that's a narrative that is being pushed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an unfortunate narrative that I don't understand why Barbadians are like that. They're allowing, because this is the narrative that came out of Roebuck Street. Don't fool yourself. You know, it benefits them to, when you don't have a good case to put forward for your continuing to be the government, you attack who would be coming in. And that's what I said, I spoke about this. That's why the Roebuck Street and its sycophants in media are pushing this narrative that we have to look at who's going to come in if we remove the Barbados Labour Party. We've never done that before. We've never paid that much attention to an opposition party as to want to know what they're going to do in order to vote for them to come in. I mean, we are here at this point, and that narrative is taking hold or becoming part of the talking points for the ruling party, because they know they don't have a record to run on. If they had a record to run on, they wouldn't be, encouraging this false narrative that the opposition is not ready, or to be attempting to cause confusion in the opposition, because they're trying to weaken them so that they can say, hey, look, if you replace us, this is who's coming in, right? And that's beginning to take hold. But you can fight against it. And this is an example. This function that they put on is a good example of fighting back, because not only did they put on a fantastic event, you got to look at the context in which they put it on. They don't have any money. They're an opposition party, right? And they put on an event that rivals an institution that has money, right? That speaks volume, and it was well attended. That speaks volume, right? So it's the context, not only the event, but the context that makes this such an event that they can market to show, hey, look, we are back. We were able to do this. We had good attendance. People are following us because they see a semblance of unity. And as a matter of fact, we were only able to pull this off because of the level of unity and settlement that we have as a party. So there's a lot of marketing that can come out of this to drive home that point and to beat back that salacious political narrative out of Roebuck Street that the Democratic Labour Party is not ready, or they're not united, right?
Yeah. I hardly heard anything because we're having there's a caller, and it seems to me that tonight where our technical issue is, whenever a caller calls, then our I can't hear, and I don't even know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now, Mr. Bob?
Yeah.
Yes, you can hear clear.
Yes, you're hearing. Okay, caller. Good night, and go right ahead, please.
I want to speak on a few issues. First of all, I want to find out what has become of those artifacts or Barrows artifacts. It's time that we be given an update on the status of the investigation into that matter. That's one.
Yes.
Two. I have been watching the elections in the Caribbean, and I realized that third parties, independent candidates are not making any headway in the electoral process. For example, follow the one in Jamaica. One candidate had 26 votes that caused one party to lose the election by 16 votes. Were those 16 votes up going to one or the other party? I don't know. But I believe that if we introduce proportional representation, then third parties might have a chance in Barbados. Right now, I think it is a waste of time. And let me say, these are my views. I remembered when the National Democratic Party was formed by Richie Haynes from a breakaway from the Democratic Labour Party, that he was elected because he had status. The others lost their seats, and since then, that party has gone into oblivion. And I purposely, I think that the others would follow suit after a while. So I think they might impact on the outcome of elections, or they could impact on the outcome of elections constitutionally during about 2 years' time. So I would hope that the Barbadians voters will recognize that and vote to have some semblance of change in Barbados, either for a change or a viable opposition, because we cannot go on with a society whereby there is no opposition. That like give rise to dictatorial practices and the emergence of dictators, like what had happened in St. Vincent and what had happened in Dominica. And it is hope that in Dominica, elections are due, I think, on the 7th or something like that. And I hope that the Dominicans take into consideration the RS coming into their country and Barbadian persons using tear gas on a number of Dominicans and send a message that's correct that such behavior will not be tolerated in such a small society.
Yes.
Further,
Thank you so much, caller. Because of what's happening, I will have to ask you to close the call and then just listen as we discuss.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, gentlemen, some interesting points there raised by the caller. One being that he's asking whether or not we've had any more reports on the artifacts that were removed from the Parliamentary Museum. There, we want to know what has happened, and I think it's interesting. He's asking, what is the follow up on that? Have we heard anything? And then he's talking about third parties, whether they actually take away votes from whom? I mean, I don't know, from others. And then about proportional representation, like what happens in Guyana, if that's what we need, then it would make sense to have a third party. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these things, Mr. Bob or Mr. Hines. Mr. Bob, I turned off your mic because of the noise. Go ahead. Yeah, go, Mr. Bob.
I think the first one, that the first question he asked about is significant even at this point in time. So much fuss was made about who took them, who was charged, who was locked up. But I think the a fair question of what has happened to the investigation, if they were recovered, and if they have been recovered, where are they now? Even at this time, as we celebrate and reflect on Independence Day and the father of independence. And I think that is not fair to Barbadian public to just let it die off like that, because those emblems are so significant to be as a part of our history that those are very legitimate questions to ask at this time. And we should keep asking them until we find out what has happened to them.
Yes, very interesting. We need to definitely. Mr. Hines, any thoughts on that, and then on the third party discussion?
Yeah. So Pedro Eastman is the clerk of Parliament. He lives in Barbados. Barbados is not that big. Somebody needs to confront him, not violently, but you see him on Broad Street, ask him out loud. You need to embarrass these people to some extent. I mean, it's fine to get into the media and ask these questions, but we need to ask them to their faces. Personally, if I had seen him walking on Broad Street, I would say it very loud. I would ask him, what's happening? He's probably not going to answer. But the more people do something like that, call them out wherever they are, politely, so that they hear it. I think they will get the message that, we can't really hide anymore. We got to do something about this. That's one. The other about proportional representation, I look at these things and I ask my question, who's going to do that? We know proportional what it does and what benefits it brings, but that's something that would have to be legislated. No government this current government is not going to do anything that disadvantages their advantages currently. So I see that as not a practical solution in terms of getting it done. So I wouldn't even broach the subject. right? I think a better approach is to continue to think about ways in which to encourage Barbadians to return to the voting booth. That's a better answer. That's a better approach. You know, if we can win that argument, if that's 60% or so of people who have walked away from voting, that we stand a better chance of getting a government that understand that these things are important, that understand the need to finish the investigation about the missing stuff from the Parliament Museum, and also about looking at, if not proportional representation, something that allows for a fair shakeup of democracies and parties coming into the sphere of influence in Barbados. But it's one thing to say this is the right approach. It's another thing to say, how can we get this done?
Yeah. And Mr. Bob, I didn't hear your thoughts on this, on the third parties. What are, because there are people, I mean, I know Caswell was one of those who believed, every time I brought it up on the show, about third parties, he would try to kill the whole thing, to say, they're going to be, it doesn't make sense. You're wasting your time in Barbados. That's what Frank's view of it. What is your view?
I want to discourage and say that it's a waste of time, because any person who put themselves forward to be a candidate for any party is a huge undertaking, in my opinion. I went through it. I understand clearly what it takes to be a candidate and how much you have to sacrifice at that point in time. But I'm saying, unfortunately, in our Barbadian setting, just like the United States, you're either Republican or Democrat. That has been the conversation that we've had in Barbados for a long time. What the point that Adrian made about getting our people back to the polls is to participate in the election is very important. And that is what we should be the conversation should be about at this point in time, where we encourage new voters, older voters who have left because of frustration to make sure to take an interest in politics and participate in the electoral system, recognizing that this is their country and they must have a say in who represents them. When those who are representing you fail, then in the Barbadian context, you go back to the other party. If they do the same thing, we deal with them, because you're going to put, for every election, you're going to put a position to the people. These are my plans for the country. If I am satisfied with what you're saying, then I put my X for you.
Yeah.
But we have a situation, unfortunately, this is a situation where no, you will hear those persons who are influencers, and we know why, because if you are giving me, yes, because if you're giving me between $5,000 and $8,000 on top of my old salary, or $5,000 or $8,000 on top of my pension, I'm going to find a way to keep that money in my pocket per month. So therefore, I will swing a narrative, even if the situation says that I am going to get a trump in at the polls, but it is in my interest to sell the point that is too close to call, that to sell a narrative that we're going to win anyhow, and it confuse the electorate. But in the Barbadian context, this two-party system will be around for a long time. The third parties, yes, they may strategically place persons in constituencies that they see as marginal, that they can have inroads, but their main presence there may not affect the incumbent. It may interfere with the opposition, especially if they are coming from a particular party that have a candidate in that election that seems to be making inroads. So I believe the third parties in Barbados at this point in time just sometimes disrupt what a possible result can be at this time, and not significant possibilities of winning a seat in the next government.
Yeah. Well, I will say it out loud. I would say it out loud, because I don't have any fear. The truth is the truth. there will be spoilers because their approach, currently the people who vote either vote for B's or D's. They're not interested in third parties, right? There's a whole chunk of people out there that are eligible voters who have walked away. If I was not a third party and I had real genuine interest in winning or making headway, I would focus my conversations on that 60% to bring them back to the voting booth for me, because those that go to the voting booth are going for the B's or for the D's, right? So if these third parties are, their messaging is not specific to that 60% that has disenfranchised themselves, it means that their narrative is to those who are still voting and who are wedded to the two-party system. So invariably, they will end up splitting the vote. Because as we know already, right, Yard Fowl Inc. does not vote for anybody but Yard Fowl Inc. Anybody in a red shirt will get their vote. Anybody not wearing a red shirt will not get their vote. So all the Barbados Labour Party is smiling, as a matter of fact, because with all these other parties, they're going to split the vote that doesn't not naturally go to the Barbados Labour Party. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. That's just the reality of it, unless they target, their narrative is targeted towards that 60%. I mean, to go out there and have those hard conversations to win those people to come back to the voting booth for them. If they're not doing that, then they're going to split the vote.
Yeah.
So you're saying, I want just to say this. So you're saying, Adrian, that instead of, so I believe some third parties are formed out of a dispute with another party. There should sometimes, yes. So there's sometimes for them to make any headway, they cannot focus on highlighting the fact that I am still angry with this other party. They have to bring, they have to bring issues. They have, as you said, target that 60% with not about I am vexed with X or Y, but that this is the alternative to who is in government and who is currently the opposition.
That should be clear if your intent is to win. But if your intent is not to win, if your intent is just to spoil, then that's exactly what you will do. You will go out there and air your grievances and not caring that you're not going to win and be happy that you split the vote. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. But I haven't seen anything to suggest that that's not what they're doing, right? I mean, it's St. Vincent, right? It was clear the NDP, their messaging was to the people. And they went to the people and said things. They listened to the people. They asked what the people wanted. And they had their messaging and their manifesto address the issues that the people brought to them. So that's why they won, because the ULP, its leader, was on cloud nine and not really listening to the people. He was pretty much talking down to the people, and the people got fed up with that, right? And this is in Trinidad the same way, right? That's how the UNC win. The UNC listened to the people. Whether they're going to implement the things or not, that's left to be seen. But I'm saying they won the election because they were saying the things back to the people that the people were saying to them, and that's why Andrew Holness has a third term. He echoed back to the people what the people were saying to him, and that is this is very, to some extent, that's what Motley is doing as well, right? That's what she did in 2018, right? She was echoing back what the people were saying, and that's how she got. I mean, she's on a different path today, but that's what she did. There's the politics of winning elections, and there's the politics of governing, and it's clear there's a distinct approach that Molly has. She listened and she got elected. She's doing something different now, and she'll probably try to tap back in the next election and say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But that's what you got to do. The people in the Caribbean know what they want, and they're listening to people that say the same things that they're saying, and that recognize the realities of their existence. And if you don't do that, and you're a party on the outside looking to get in, they're not listening to you. They're not going to listen to you. So the third parties have a number of issues that I don't think any of them are addressing. They're going through the same narrative, with talking points that appeal to people who vote traditionally for two parties. Nobody's attempting to address that 60%. That's hard work, and I can understand why people don't want to touch that, because that's a lot of hard work. But so I expect the results to be the same. That they'll go out there, they'll have 12 candidates, and I don't know, they'll just get split the vote here and there, nothing much, because they're not. So far, I haven't heard anything on their agenda. I've listened to a couple of meetings that they've had, and I haven't heard anything on their agenda that really is echoing what people are feeling out there. I hear a lot of grievance, and I don't know that that's going to win anything for them. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Before we go into this whole talk by this young man, Khalil Qasadawala, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I want to say I really love this conversation tonight because it's thought-provoking, especially on this particular issue here with the third parties and the voting. As I've said to people before on the show, and it's the truth, they don't necessarily believe me, gentlemen, but the last two elections, I voted third party. I normally, I generally vote third party. What I got discouraged as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about myself, I'm being honest. I got discouraged with the third parties because when the election was finished, I couldn't believe it was the same people that were, hitting the pavement, and they had their, they had their manifesto, they had what they want to do for that particular community. And I know because I read it. I'm not one of those voters that did. I read it, Mr. Hines and Mr. Bob. And I couldn't believe they threw it away. I mean, after the election. And I understand. I know Mr. Bob is going to say, but Marcia, it's very expensive for people. They can't keep doing, they can't be in an election mode. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that they would at least some parts of it, they would stay in that constituency and that they would work with the people in the constituency. And I personally was disappointed. They were in the APP. The APP joined, and they joined the UPP. Dave can help me, and and Atherley and Lynette joined and formed the APP. And after it was over, they did not meet. And so we these things are not out in the open, but I know the truth of it. And we, the people, were asking the two leaders, can you meet? They did not meet with each other. And to this day, the APP is the APP of the joining of the two parties, which was a beautiful look. It looks nice, and it seemed like this was the way to go. And it never, and I was disappointed. I was disappointed that they abandoned the vision for these constituencies, the vision for the nation. And I'm still disappointed in that. I am at heart, I like to read the manifestos of everybody. I like to give everybody a fair chance. I did not grow up with being a BLP or a DLP. So I like to look at everything, but right now, I'm not sure. I would love to know if they're serious about what they're doing. I would really like to know that, and I would love to give them a chance to know that. But from what I've seen, I gave my show. I spent weeks after the election was announced, the last election, using my platform to promote third party, because somebody's going to cuss me out in the comment section. And so I believe I have the right to speak because I gave hours and weeks of my time to third parties, and I was disappointed that they never, not that they didn't win, that they seemed to not really believe what they were saying. That's how it came across, if I'm going to be honest. But I think we could move on from that. Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody said, I'm disappointed that you thought third party was a thing in Barbados. It's not that I thought it was a thing, but if you watch the show and how I operate, I'm a person who, I'm very justice focused and oriented. And I feel that if they're out there, Kinte, that I needed to give them a listening ear. And if they were not being promoted or allowed to be on the regular platform and on traditional media, in traditional media, then I could use my platform to help them. And that's what I did. And I don't regret it. I'm just disappointed that to me, they did not take themselves seriously. And it's sad about that. But
one last thing
Yeah.
on this though, with regards to, I just want to go back to Mr. Thomas from St. Vincent, the gentleman with the pencil, and his understanding of governance to a level that he was able to understand the role that he as a citizen had to play. I never thought about it the way he did with regards to what his role was as a registered elector on Independence Day with his pencil. He is ready to hire or fire. It's so, and he made that point that understanding how governance work to some level will also help in transitioning this view that we are nothing more than a two-party system, that an independent can never be elected. And that's again, that's 60%. How you message to these people. And it's very easy to do. So many people are more educated today as a result of Mr. Thorne and this show about how our governance is set up under the Westminster. You know, people are able to differentiate the idea that we're a republic but don't have a Republican constitution. You hear so many people saying that now because it can be done. You know, it can be done. So I'll stop there.
Yeah, no, but it's a good point, because I've been educated on the show, and I think the more we educate people, I believe that people can come back to the polls. I think so. Now, on that note, can I just share just a little bit of my trip, and have you guys comment on this point, in St. Vincent? That statement by that gentleman about the pencil, really resonated with me, and all I could think of was Adrian Ines. Honestly, I'm not, because you're on the show. I think I actually said that somewhere before you came on, because it's true. I was thinking about that, and so I'm going to try to get that gentleman to come on a night when you're on as well. But what I noticed, Mr. Bob, and about that show, about St. Vincent, was the youth vote. The youth vote, I believe, brought it home for the opposition. When you saw the streets, Mr. Bob, all those young people, those young men without shirts, and they look like block guys and all of that. When you look on their finger, there's that purple on the finger. And I've spoken to a couple of them about selling their votes, and that's foreign to them, to some people. There was one guy who said he wanted to sell his for 5,000, but easy. But it didn't seem like they could tell you, Adrian, the issues. I saw young people there on the streets. Because at first I was thinking that they were, because it was a jump up that they came. I judge them, I have to say, because I was thinking as a Barbadian living in Barbados, and what normally happens with these things. No. They could tell me right on the street there why they voted for Friday's party. And then I saw something which is interesting. Even in the t-shirts, they had t-shirts for young people and t-shirts for old people, senior people. So they had the hot gal shirts with a little belly out and the thing. Everything that they did had a youth focus to it. Do you understand me? They watch their campaigns. Go back and watch the campaigns. There was a definite youth focus. They even had a young man. Mr. Friday is announcing parts of his manifesto, and it was a young man that says, "Listen up, young people." I figure he probably is an influencer. Listen to this. Listen to Dr. Friday. And then he moves out of the way, and Dr. Friday comes and says what he has to say.
Yeah.
You know, they were using the youth, the youth vote was important to them. And this is what I think. I would love to speak with their strategists and all of that to understand if I was right. But I see your, go ahead.
There's so much to learn from that. I saw, if I were to, subsume it all under a head, and I saw a highly educated electorate, in comparison to what I see in Barbados, they don't match. I'm telling you, these people understood what the issues were, and and it made it very easy. They know what they were living under, and they went out there and they listened to these people, and who was speaking their truth is the one that got their vote, and they understood everything. Even down to they know that there's a potential that money was going to be passed, that the ULP was going to try to buy votes. So they had their cameras, and they were following the ULP wherever they went. They would not let Gonzalez go anywhere without being on video, because they were like, he wants to buy, we're going to out him. And these are things I keep telling people. I just so many smartphones in Barbados, and we don't see anything. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. But I'm telling you, as a political junkie, which I am, I'm telling you, I've been watching those videos over and over and over. There's so much to learn from how these people organize themselves to bring off this victory. These folks were, everybody you spoke to, I was on all the Facebook pages. I even went on to the ULP page and stuff like that. The commentary is unbelievable. These people understood. They understood the assignment. Yeah, yellow's the code. They understood it.
Yes, they know exactly what I agree with you. I was shocked by that. Even when I went, Mr. Bob, and I'll turn over to you quickly. But I just want to say this, that this is so much we need to just have a show where we're just breaking this thing down, because when I went into take for example, when I went into that, what we would consider, let me not say that, but when I went down into this area, when I said down, you're gonna know what I'm trying to say, okay? And the guys were down there, they were smoking their weed, and they were that was not the fishermen one, they were more drinking. The other guys were, they were smoking the weed and up and everything. And the average person probably would be afraid to go down there. If you notice, I use, because I didn't know how they were going to react to the Barbados, I started to say I'm born in Jamaica. I was being very smart with that, especially with those men. And I didn't expect, honest to God, I didn't expect for them to know so much.
Yeah.
I didn't expect for them to be so serious.
Yeah.
That's not what you get in Barbados.
Yeah. And these people understand that they have a two-party system, and that cycling in a party and cycling out a party is par for the course. Here in Barbados, in Barbados, we have people that, because the BLP does the same thing as the DLP, they've completely checked out. And I'm like, really? But it's in Vincent, you're not hearing that. There was a time when the NDP was in power, and they kicked them out.
Yes.
Right? They kicked them out. And then the ULP came in for 24 years, and now they're kicking them out. I'm putting back who? The NDP.
The NDP.
I'm not here. I hardly saw anybody saying I am not voting anymore because NDP, ULP, they're all the same. And that's the kind of nonsense that you hear in Barbados. And I'm like, how do we get to be the so-called smartest people in the Caribbean? I just don't understand it. This is what you have. It's a two-party system. And this foolishness about the Democratic Labour Party on the Frondel is the same Democratic Labour Party on the Ralph Torn. The only thing that's the same is DLP, the signature.
Different candidate.
Everything else is different. So it's not the same. So why would you say that? Think a little deeper, folks. This is all surface thinking. Think a little deeper. It's different people. I keep telling people, are you going to tell me that the Barbados Labour Party on the Owen Apper is the same as the one on the Mia Motley? No, it isn't.
It isn't.
Right. So anyway.
Yeah. but it's so much to unpack with those videos. But let me go to Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob, what about this youth vote? And then with that, we only have 15 minutes going to be left. We go to Costa. We got to go to Costa as a young person.
I don't know why we're giving them 15 minutes, but
yeah.
Yes, I just want to say that the youth participation in election is very important. I recall between 2007 and 2008, when the young Democrats at that time, the young Democrats of the DLP had a public meeting and took on Winafa, the BLP, and that meeting was history. What I am saying now is this is a new group of young Democrats trying to come to the fore, putting out videos, getting hype, getting themselves hype again. And I'm saying that this present group of young Democrats recognize that there are new voters and there are young voters, and they are the persons who have to appeal to them through the issues that they have. So what they are doing is bring those young people to them. And I'm hoping that the senior people in the Democratic will recognize that for them to win this election, they have to embrace the young people. I saw that you made reference to the wear. Yes, the body fitting shirts and the hoodies, they cater to all aspects of the community. Yeah. And we have to think that way because it has to, yes, those things appeal to young people and you have to get them. The music appeal to them, but at the same time, you have to have a group of young persons or people within your campaign that understand their language. Yes. Because they are voters and you have to get them. We have to kill that practice that young people are just good to turn up at a party and have a drink, and they're only good enough for the last 2 hours of the election. Where the persons with the big bags of money go to those places that you're talking about, and because they want to satisfy a short-term need, pay no attention to the issues, but they take the money and they pack them in cars in that last 2 or 3 hour and a half, 2 hours of election and get them down to the polls to vote. You have a situation where you see a group of young people sitting down and they will say to you, we wait, you haven't voted yet? No, we're waiting. We're waiting for the money. We have to get past that. We have to get past. Is it true? You have to get past. I can talk about it because you know it happened. You have to get past that as young people. We are educated. We are now in an age of more information than our forefathers. So we have more information, more knowledge to draw from and to influence our thinking into a way where it affects the governance of our country, and we have to take it on. We cannot act ignorant when it comes to politics. We'll be exposed to so much.
Yes, yep. Yes. And you know, this is going to be, I personally believe that elections are going to be called very soon in Barbados. The reason for that is this, look at this labor movement throughout the region. There are things that they need to get done. And they want to, they've got to coalesce. They've got to come in. There are things that they need done. And that's why you see them going one after the other. And
But again, Marcia, if you listen to some of the snippets from the Prime Minister's speech, she's gone back to this 2030, the same washed up. And I'm thinking the same kind of 2022 rhetoric. If you go back, it's the same, and she announced it today. So they're in election mode. So I am thinking we possibly may have a December announcement for election next year. So brace yourself.
Yeah, I think because Christmas and so on. I think they might just, we don't know, but we want to keep people on the alert. Look out for early in terms of election, the actual election, early next year, probably by about February. Look about that, because they want the element of surprise. We don't want to be surprised.
On that subject, not to extend this whole thing, but the 8,000 or so people that are to be deleted off the register, a majority of them living overseas. I'm on the list to be deleted.
You're serious?
No, yeah, I am. Me and my brothers, my sister, quite a few people that I know are on the list to be deleted. So what are your thoughts about them bringing this out at this time, that 8,000? You know, what is that all about? What do you think?
I have not, to be honest, I have not I have not given much thought to that in particular. I know that the lists have been bloated. I know that because the Prime Minister herself said the list was overstated by 2,000 in 2,000 voters in St. James North. Am I right with that? North?
Yeah, St. James North.
By election. Yeah, in the St. James North by election. And so my concern with that 8,000 is whether, who are these eight? It's surprising that here I'm meeting somebody who's
I'm on the list. I checked it. Yeah, I'm on the list. My brothers, my sister, a whole bunch of people that I know in Boston and New York are on the list. Now, granted, when Molly was up in New York, she did a town hall and she told people to look out for the circulars come in. And there's supposedly an easy way to get your name to remain on the list. It can go from as far as getting someone at home in Barbados to make a call to the Electoral and Boundaries Commission and say, hey, look, take this person off. Here's the reason why they still live here. They still have a house, whatever. They still come back and stuff like that. But you have to be proactive in doing it. And you have to do it by January 31st, which I believe, given that, having elections in February kind of makes sense that, you know, a good chunk of those are going to be deleted. Are going to be deleted by January 1st because a lot of people are not going to action it. And so I'm saying to myself, the cutoff is January 31st, elections potentially in February. What is the benefit? Is there a benefit for them doing this now? Granted, I know they're going to hide behind the law and say, yeah, if you're out of the country for 5 years, you really ought to be off the list. That's the law. But why are they doing it now? I don't know.
Yeah, but remember, they will benefit. They benefit from a low. That's what the political pundits will say. If they have a low voter turnout, they are going to benefit, right?
No,
so
but how?
Is it that they are removing people so that less people vote?
So that when they win, they would have a higher percentage, because that could be, you know, this lady is a narcissist like none other, and I think it really peeves her that she's won 30 seats, but when you look, you dig into the details and with the percentage that she's won by, it's really nothing. So if the total number of registered voters is significantly less, and she gets the same number of people, it will show a higher percentage.
Show a higher, that's true.
It can't be that simple. It can't.
Probably people are saying, but you didn't win. You know, you know.
That's right. You got your 42% of people went to the polls, and she did make that point in St. James North, where she said,
"That's what I'm going back to."
It only looks so bad. It only looks so bad because the registry is bloated. The register is bloated. So maybe if she cuts it down, then if the register was short 8,000 people in the last election, she probably would have won with 52%. And that was a nicer figure to accompany the fact that she won all 30 seats.
Yeah. But we have to come back. We have to come back to this here, Mr. Bob. I know you're raring to go, but we got to talk about Costiwala. You know, in Jamaica, they put it back up. In Jamaica, this is a picnic. There's a little picnic here. Okay. And I'm saying that because I love young people, but you see, when you start to do this kind of thing and become somebody's broom, you understand? An instrument that any people take you up and use you. Okay, you turn into people all broom instead of being a young, bright individual. All right, so that's how I'm gonna deal with this. Like a picnic here, Khalil Costiwala. Right, so he says this. Mr. Bob, you can read what is up. You see it?
I can see it because I am on my phone, so it's very plain.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read then.
The election results in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are a sobering moment for those who love the Caribbean and wish for the Caribbean civilization to endure. It is a stark reminder of the consequences of alignment with outside interests. In our own domestic environment, we must be vigilant with respect to this, especially when it seems as though the international headwinds are turning in a direction most unfavorable to a nation like Barbados. In this season of nationhood, we must be on guard for an opposition that will become a willing and useful patsy for such interests in pursuit of power. Bluntly, in the current global context, supporting the opposition party here is to support an agenda that would lead to Barbados being stripped of its sovereignty and independence and its people condemned to enslavement.
Oh, who this idiot though?
Listen,
Listen,
listen.
I want you all come back on. You all need to come back on.
Yes.
Tomorrow. We have to go through St. Lucia thing because we need time for this kind of foolishness. This foolishness need time. But let me back.
We are giving this guy too much ear. We're giving this guy too much ear. This guy is nothing but a mouthpiece of nonsense, right? I call him Ray Mouth. He just talks a lot of nonsense that makes no sense. And the reason he's doing this, right? Now remember, the Barbados Labour Party just got Michael Lashley and Shakwani and God knows whoever else is going to go, right? And that pushes him down from getting what he wants, a Senate post, an appointment, or something like that. So he has to keep his name out there. And that's what he does by coming up with these salacious ignorance that he comes up with just to get his name out there that he's doing the work of the gospel according to the Barbados Labour Party. That's what he's doing. And we're helping him. We're helping him by talking about this nonsense. This is pure nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
But we, you know why this is important? I think, and we're. Oh no, go ahead, Mr. Bob. Before I do anything.
Listen. I'm a school teacher. I would have sent him to the office. I give him 3 hard just for being ignorant.
That boy's an idiot. I swear to God.
And sometimes I believe that he is handed a script and reads from it. Now, is this is what intelligence is, that you can be a critical thinker to say to myself, if I say something like this, how do I look as a young person who's not projecting myself as a potential leader? I'm glad you put up that, because when they had the cybercrime brain bill, the young fella get up and telling and saying to a mature audience, this smattering of applause, that that cybercrime has to protect ministers from people saying things about them on social media. His party that use social media to crucify the Democratic Labour Party and other people, and they're still using this social media through the influence of bloggers.
The guy speaks pretty, but delivers of himself a bunch of nonsense. That's
but he's reflected. Listen, somebody is getting him to speak. The other candidates, the candidates are not going to do this here, So he is speaking for them because because he probably has the ear to certain conversations, and which tells me that this party is afraid of the headway that the present opposition is making. I am telling you, and he's going on this scare tactics thing.
I don't think so. I think this is all self-interest.
This fella here, but he can't think himself
and keeping his name. Listen, this guy is just a more smooth talking Patrick King. A bunch of nonsense that's come out of his mouth.
And this is the fella that we wanted. But this is the fella we wanted. The Prime Minister wanted to interfere with to change the laws of the Constitution.
Yes. All he said is talk. He's a great talker. He talks a lot of nonsense, but he delivers that nonsense with
my head's backside should be still burning from the lashes from the office.
he need to go in the office. But let's remind the people of the nonsense that came out of this little picnic mouth. Okay.
Remo cough the water.
Dave cough the water. This little picnic that need to be
put in the place.
Put in it.
Talk a lot of ignorance, man.
Because some P himself yet. Play this, Dave.
This is a waste of precious time talking about this guy.
You all in here today as comrades all. When we see the kinds of attacks that are being mounted against our comrades, because that is what they are, Minister Wilfred Abrams is the Honorable Wilfred Abrams and the member for Christchurch East. But Mr. Wilfred Abrams, I know, will agree that he is our comrade. And when Comrade Wilfred Abrams is assaulted verbally and otherwise on the internet, or when Comrade McConney or any member of this party, it falls to the faithful of the Labour Party to get up and say, no, we will not stand by and let you do that. And frankly, we have to do a better job of that, and I'm going to be very straight on with that. We have to do a better job of that because the others are surprisingly keeping it together at this point to come after us. And so if you want the Dems to return to power, then we have to sit down and do nothing. But if, like me, you fear that prospect, and if, like me, you know that that will spell the death knell of Barbados, then we have to do everything that we can within the bounds of the law to protect our ministers, the members of the parliamentary party, and indeed the party. Because when the Barbados Labour Party is in office, you know that Barbados does well.
You know, this young man, I agree with Adrian. There is that element where he's trying to find a place. As somebody said,
yes.
You can just comment. He's trying to find a place because, you know, he's with all these big people. Yeah. You know, as in Jamaica, say he's with big people, and he's trying to find his little space to put his little bottom on. And so he comes out as he's defending that. I don't even know what he's trying to do there.
His big thing is to mimic David Thompson. All right.
Yeah.
And the next thing is time is getting on. He's getting older. That's part of the narrative that he wants to build. He wants to get into the Senate. He wants to do these things, and he wants to do it and to be seen as one of the youngest people to start. That guy is an empty suit. He talks pretty, and it's not even authentic, right? It is a put on. It is an act that he puts on. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, and it's sad that people spend so much time. And I'm not criticizing anybody, you know, going over the nonsense that he writes. That's exactly what he does. Says the most outrageous things to get noticed.
Adrian, let me tell you, I will tell you, it's not something though that living here in Barbados, you cannot, because of what he's saying. I remember when he decided to come after me and Praise Academy. Right? Yes. And the narrative that he was putting out, he didn't just do it on social media. He went ahead and he wrote something in the newspaper. And the narrative was very similar to this. That
over the top. That's what he does.
That I am, yes, and because he gets things from people too. And so I also agree with Mr. Bob. He's getting stuff. At that point, it appeared that he got stuff from David, the same thinking from David Commission, where it was being said that I was being influenced and funded by international agencies. And then they put out a whole piece on me that I was a threat to democracy. Us going to Washington was a threat. Yes, it's the same line of he's going here to democracy, and that we are working with international agencies. It is the same thing that he's basically accusing Friday of doing that. And that Barbados needs to be careful of that. And that is what the opposition is doing. So it's something you can't really leave, you know, you need to address it.
Marcia, Adrian, I just want to make a point here. We cannot divorce his comments from the position of the party he represents, because I am going to tell you why. This young man was earmarked to be a senator by the prime minister. So we can't divorce that, what he is writing, as because it's nonsense coming from him. He is spewing things he is hearing. And I'm saying we cannot separate him as a person, because I remember in 2017, when the Minister of Finance made a statement about the privatization of Transport Board. And another senior member of that party was quick to say he's only speaking for himself. I want somebody from this party to say he is speaking for himself. Until they do that and disassociate themselves from these nasty, dangerous comments, he is reflecting them.
No, that's true. That's true. That
But
is
it
true. I
doesn't take
wouldn't deny
away,
that.
though, Adrian, a point you made, which is important. It doesn't take away from the point also that Adrian is making, Mr. Bob, that this young man realizes that time is slipping away and his relevance is no more. Right? He needs to undercut the wall and needs to understand that he's not, you've gone. Your relevance is no more. Right? So he inserts himself based on where, when children hear adults speaking, and then now he comes out and puts his
place.
and it's trying to get in the media. So I understand both points, but we can't leave it though, because this is really what they're pushing. And I heard, last thing I say, Adrian, before you jump in, I heard Peter Wickham alluding to the fact that Friday is in bed with Trump. That when Wickham realized that all the maneuverings they were doing was going to fail, they started to say now that he was in line with Trump. And I'm not equating myself to Friday. I'm just saying with the cybercrime bill, when they realized, Adrian, that they were losing after it happened there in Washington, then they put out this hit piece that we were being funded by right-wing international agencies. That was all, and that was Barbados was at risk, or democracy was at risk. They were now telling that these demagogues, they were now saying that the democracy of Barbados was at risk because we went to tell on them in Washington. You see, so there is this thing that they're doing, this dance that they're doing and putting out information. So he got that from some adults. He little crumbs fall off, and he went and said it. But over to you, Adrian.
No, I agree with you. I did hear the Peter Wickham comment as well, and that is expected. It should be expected because, as I said, there's this thing called political psychological projection, where the thing that you are doing, you put it on somebody else and make it look as if they're the ones doing this negative thing when it's actually you. Everybody knows that this Red Labor, Red Federation movement is something that is anchored by the Hartley Henrys, the Peter Wickhams, and these guys who go from island to island trying to get red parties in power so they can influence the parliamentary legislative process and operate as this parastatal type of government above CARICOM. Everybody knows that's what they're trying to do. So that the fact that they've just lost the patriarch of their labor movement, they're bitter, right? They're bitter. And the fact that there's a yellow party in Trinidad in power, and now there's a yellow party in St. Vincent, the thing now is to say, and the argument is getting of what they're doing through this red party thing. They're now trying to push that narrative on the UNC and the NDP because it's what they are doing. Exactly. It is what they are doing. And this is about educating people about why you're hearing this and where it's coming from, especially when, like in his case, he makes these statements. There's no facts to bear them out, right? So they're just convoluted nonsense. So there's some reason why he's doing this. And the clearest thing that comes to my mind is the little Remo boy is trying to get attention. Right? He's trying to get attention. I've dismissed him a long time ago. Someone told me what he wrote because I don't go on his page anymore, because I dismissed him as just another Patrick King, one that speaks a little better, but the same thing, And I think the Barbados Party is going to realize that at some point that he's just talk. There's nothing there, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I think this as I use the term an old broom, and I get in trouble for these labels all the time, but I'm a creative, and Adrian, I'm a creative, and I use metaphors, I will use similes, and that's the only thing that came to my mind. He's a young lad, and he tries to behave old too, because he's mimicking David Thompson. The young man is useless. And
totally, absolutely. There's nothing I'll think about it.
You could tell if he became his real self, you could tell that there's some intelligence there, but because he's putting on this old exterior and he's why would you allow yourself to be an old broom? Basically, that's what it is. They're using him. He's being used, but he's allowing himself to be used as a little picnic, as an old broom, because again he wants attention. Nobody's paying him any mind. When was the last time we heard about you? Never.
Yeah,
so now,
I was like, he's still around.
Come now to put. Don't try it, because as you said, it's a whole lot of convoluted nonsense. Makes no sense. You have no proof for what you're saying.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He starts the statement saying, talking about St. Vincent. The first sentence was about St. Vincent.
Yeah,
and when he got called out, his subsequent post was, it was not about St. Vincent. I'm like, you damn idiot. You start your post about St. Vincent, and now you get called out, you come back and you say it's not about St. Vincent. I'm like, well, why was that the first sentence in your first post?
Yeah.
It's so silly, so stupid.
I'm going to send this. I have it. I will send it to the people of St. Vincent, and we need to have a show to tear it apart, because it is about St. Vincent, and he's basically stating that this is what happened with St. Vincent. Yeah. We're not idiots. Your title, you're a teacher, Mr. Bob. Your introductory sentences in that paragraph.
Yes, of course.
What the paragraph is about. Yes. With your nonsense, cut the wall up. Don't even get us started on here, because and when you start to pick things apart like this, they call you a hater, right? But it's nonsense.
You want to cut it too hard, 3 hard lashes in your office instead Bernie backside all it. No.
You'll get locked up for abuse.
No. The reason why you take him to the office.
He can't handle lashes. Look at him.
He can't handle lashes too red. But the reason why I took him to the office, because the principal can flog him.
And you know what? Again, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're pushing back." It's a metaphor. It's not real. It's not. We're not saying that he's saying that as a teacher he would have taken him to the office. And usually when they go to the office, they get flogged. It's not that anybody's advocating that people go and flog the young man. All right, because we try to be literal when we want to.
Yes.
No, I have to say, because you have these people, they will now pick out this part and say, Mr. Thing is telling people to flog, cut the wall. And not that his mother need to give him a couple lashes, and he probably will shut him up.
Yes, true.
I'm saying though that is not what he's saying, all right? Because I know how.
But Marcel can handle them if they come with the nonsense. Oh my God.
All right. So guys, this is where we end. We end tonight.
I sent you, Marcel, for the next show. I sent you 2 photos. And if you check, 2 photos of something that happened recently, and we have to have a talk about it, because it bears out what we're saying about erasing Barrow's memory and anything DLP from the face, off the face of Barrow. You saw it? Okay.
We did it on the show once. We had touched on it, but we could go back on it. I sent it to some of the others as well, and to Adrian, and we.
Yes.
But guys, I tomorrow is going to be St. Lucia's election. And so, that's one of the things that people have said, that they love when you all go to the commentary and so on. They've told me on the bus today, and that's why I had to call you. And they were like, man, Marcel, you got to get them back. You got to get them back. That's those three, in terms of the commentary. And I think the elections, voting and that kind of thing, the people are really, they liked it. They liked the show last Friday a lot. Right? Yeah. So I will talk and see. I know your schedules, and we'll see even if you come for part of the show like we did tonight. We can, because it can be tiring. All right. Any final comments, Mr. Bob and Mr. Hines? Mr. Bob, you're muted. And then
today I heard snippets of 2 speeches, Independence Day speeches at Kensington. One was warmed over soup about a 2030 agenda, cliches and overuse of planes. The other was far superior coming from the president. The president selected, and he identified with a Barbadian journey and the possibilities of moving from a village or a neighborhood of Chapman Lane to where he is. And he was I carefully noted that he did not make reference to growing up in Sandy Lane, privilege, not understanding the Barbadian way of life. And he encouraged every single young person in Barbados to aim and to aim for those that what he has achieved as well. So
Yes.
long may he have a good term in office. And I know that listening to one commentator, he was brought to tears after the speech was made. So that was a very touching part of today's ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You can determine who made the warm over soup and the cliches and the overuse.
Somebody said that TV was on mute the moment they saw her walk into the podium. I tell you, yeah, people are onto her. But Mr. Hines, any final thoughts there?
Yeah, my final thoughts is always just try to talk to Barbadians and have them to really reassess their approach to politics in Barbados and to differentiate between their franchise of voting from all, the politicking. That's different. You don't have to be involved in that. You don't have to wear a shirt. You don't have to align yourself with a party, but you should vote. Voting is important, and vote with your interests, your family's interests, your community's interests, your country's interests foremost in your mind, and not the interests of any politician or any political party. Voting matters in a democracy.
Yes. And again, thanks everybody for watching. I want to say that Mr. David Bowen, I saw he had a brilliant response to the Kaftiwala issue, and which I'm happy that it's not. Don't leave it out there. You've got to address it. Don't spend the whole time on it, but you still have to address it. So if anybody has time, they can check that out. Also, tomorrow is D-Day for St. Lucia. People follow that, see what's happening there, etc., and what lessons that we can learn from that election. So we're going to definitely be on tomorrow night. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Thank you so much for having.
Yes,
all right, have a good night,
Adrian. Good to meet you again.
Yes, everybody.
Yes.
All right, take care. All right.
All right. God bless.
God bless.
And yes, good night. To thank you to Dave as well. Thank you, Dave. We've all been tired, and he's been there, staying abreast and keeping the show running. Dave, thank you. Thanks to everybody who called in. I told you all, you better call in and talk about tonight about the, if I'm going to be on, you're all going to be on, and you were true to your words and you called. Thank you all so much. God bless you, and we see you all tomorrow night. Okay. God bless you. Bye-bye. Dave, you have a song tonight? No? It doesn't seem like he has anything tonight. No? Oh, he does. Okay, good night, folks. We didn't get that song out, but good night, you. Happy Independence. Oh, we're going to get the song. Happy Independence. Go ahead, Dave.
Beautiful, beautiful Barbados, gem of the Caribbean Sea. to my island and me. Beautiful, beautiful Barbados, gem of the Caribbean Sea. Come back to my island, Barbados. Come back to my island. Please come back where the night winds are blowing. Please come back to the surf and the sea. You'll find rest, you'll find peace